These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. How the fuck's that even happen? They're two grown men on a mission now, so buckle up and just strap in.
Seasons change and our love went cold. Feed the flame cause we can't let it go. Run away but we're running in circles.
These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. It's America's barley basket.
Welcome everyone, episode 35 of America's Barley Basket. I am your host Marlin Wells, alongside host Nathan Fulsabach. Hello Nathan.
Hello Marlin.
How are ya?
You know, man, I got Super Bowl fever. I have all the Super Balls. I have all my miniature helmets. I have everything a guy needs to really enjoy the super fun.
Yeah, we are recording this on the afternoon of Super Bowl Sunday, so by the time you hear this, it'll all be done and over with, and everyone will have won or lost their money and enjoyed their tasty snacks. You got what's your snack situation? What's your food sitch over there in the basement?
I have some old deer sausage that I cooked 2 nights ago that really needs to get taken care of pretty quick.
Okay.
I think I have some cottage cheese that I need to eat up. This is real depressing snack list, man. This is, that's the life of the no-carb boy.
Attaboy. No, that sounds...
The treats aren't quite as tasty.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a meat and cheese tray, except it's old, quickly turning deer sausage and a tub of cottage cheese.
Yeah. Oh man, there is some very exciting developments in the all meat lifestyle. Someone has figured out a way to make low carb Doritos.
Oh,
and they're not cheap, and I did purchase some. And they scratch that particular itch that you need for like a crunchy snack. I mean, I don't want to know what they're made out of. They're probably like dehydrated chicken tendons or something like that, some unspeakable part of an animal that they just finally found a use for, you know, like
yeah.
But if doing all these beaks.
But if you don't think about it, they're good.
Yep. Oh yeah, they're better than I thought they'd be. Like
okay.
Well, I was thinking they're going to make a nice addition to a taco salad because they'll add a little crunch.
Look at you.
So, all sorts of exciting things happening over here.
When I need to satisfy that crunch craving when I'm doing it, I immediately reach for pork rinds.
Oh yeah, me too. I've kind of burnt myself out on pork rinds, if that makes sense.
I didn't know that was possible.
See, I enjoy pork rinds. I don't love them. Like, I think maybe we've discussed this before. I would never touch them if I wasn't eating low carb.
Oh really? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, again, you and I differ there.
Them. There's a lot more crunchy snacks I'd prefer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've discussed our individual feelings on pretzels, but boy, howdy, do I miss pretzels.
Yeah. Well, I can't get with you there.
They're so fucking good.
Yeah. It's just, and again, I don't dislike pretzels. Just like if I am in a convenience store, like, oh, there's the pretzels. My hand, like a magnet, is going to get drawn to the Funyuns instead. It's funny. Just wait. Doritos, just waiting there. Delicious treats. Cheetos. I'm not a Cheetos all the time guy, but man, every once in a while, a bag of Cheetos hits the spot.
I'm with you there. It's not an every time thing, but every once in a while, like, that's exactly what I want.
You know, Cheetos?
Some nice Cheetos. Are you a puff boy or a crunchy boy?
I probably 70-30 crunch versus puff. I enjoy them both.
That's about where I'm at, actually. Look at us.
I would say 40% of my Cheetos consumption is when I'm very drunk and stumbling to get snacks out of a hotel vending machine.
Just banging on it. Come on.
The snack choices are always sporadic in those, but there's always Cheetos and they always deliver. When it's 2:30 in the morning and you've had a liquid dinner and probably lunch. You just need some solid food. Take some Cheetos into that old dumb head of yours. They'll hit the spot.
Yeah, when you really need nutrition, when you're at your worst, reach for the Cheetos. Are you a flaming hot Cheetos guy? You dig on the alternate Cheetos?
Not really. I mean, I'll eat them if they're offered. But if I have my choice, I go. I'm that way with a lot of my chips. I want just nacho cheese Doritos. I want plain old Cheetos, and I want plain old Funyuns. I don't need Flamin' Hot Funyuns.
See, for me, like, I love me a Flamin' Hot Funyun if you can find them. That's, they're not everywhere, but I'll take those over Flamin' Hot Cheeto for sure.
How about if you're at like a convenience store and you just want a bag of potato chips? What flavor are you going?
Every time.
Me too. Yeah, barbecue. The only exception to that is if I am somewhere where they have Old Dutch products. That's a potato chip brand in the upper Midwest. Every once in a while, a bag of dill pickle.
You've brought up your love of dill pickle Old Dutch chips before, and I just
it's
can't.
Very particular.
Can't do it. Can't follow you there.
No other brand makes dill pickle worth a fuck. But God, the fine folks at Old Dutch in Perham, Minnesota, they've got that formula figured out.
It's dawning on me that like one of the best side effects, I guess, of all of this this row and not going anywhere is, boy howdy, have I cut down on how much gas station food I'm eating.
Oof. Boy, as comedians in the Midwest, we have to drive hundreds of miles. My God, did we enjoy the fruits of the road?
Yeah,
a lot of gas station dining.
Single-handedly kept combos in business for many years.
Man, a handful of combos, man, that hits the spot.
Yeah, none of it is food. There's not a gram of food in a bag of combos. Those are all just chemicals.
Yeah. All lab made. Mm-hmm. Droughts do not affect the combo industry.
What is the most opposite of organic? That's what combos are.
That's what combos,
Synthetic snacks.
Yeah, my favorite synthetic treats.
So fucking good.
Yeah. Or also, like, how much natural ingredients are in, like, Zingers or, like, any of, like, the Dolly Madison line.
Oh, man.
Hostess line of snacks. When people talk about Twinkies, it's like, Twinkies is such a basic bitch snack. If you're on a Twinkie, you get a Zinger. The Zinger's got the frosting on top, man.
Yep. I'm with you there. Or
I like
a Little
the chocolate.
Debbie Swiss cake roll.
Yeah, I think Little Debbie's the minor league to the Hostess major leagues, but I do enjoy a Little Debbie treat.
Yeah, mostly for me, it's just Swiss cake rolls, and occasionally like an oatmeal cream pie. That's a good treat every so often.
Our school store sold our Little Debbie products for a quarter each, so we got to know the whole product line. At one time, I could have given you a pretty comprehensive, like, top 10 listing of my favorite Little Debbie snacks.
I had a buddy in high school who I think just lived on zebra cakes. Like, pretty sure I watched him house half a dozen zebra cakes in a sitting, and that was his dinner.
Yeah. Oh God. So the way people would eat when we got, like, we have a school store now, so we can just eat garbage. Like, I had friends that did that too. Yeah. Just eat a bag of trash quick so they could go hang out in the commons area. Like,
yeah, man,
I was even through into my senior year where, like, in North Dakota, kids just can leave school whenever they want. Like, but I would say your typical month, I ate school lunch all but 1 or 2 days. Like,
man, that's fucking wild to me.
I always lunchroom.
Where we were, we couldn't leave school ever. So, like, all the way up, the whole time from K through 12, closed campus completely. So, like, you couldn't, you ate what the school cooked. And that's it.
We could leave in the 7th grade, which, looking back, is remarkable. Like, yeah, you could just take off, man. Like you're an adult at a job. Like, well, boys, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Gonna go grab a bean.
It's like prison.
Yeah. Because I don't know, maybe we've discussed this, but there was like a little Dairy Queen knockoff within walking distance of the school. And he allowed children to start charge accounts.
Oh, that seems like a mistake.
So that's spring. A bunch of parents got cheeseburger bills in the mail. I remember I had a $33 bill, and holy shit, was my dad not impressed with that. There were kids that had like $400 cheeseburger tabs.
Ooh. Yeah, we also had a Dairy Queen knockoff just a few blocks from the school, but we couldn't go there. Like, you just had to know it was there.
How much were they petitioning school board meetings? Because what a financial boon just yards away from them. All these big, thick Midwest kids
Just
that love
dying
cheeseburgers.
Oh, God, I just want a ice cream cone and a fleshkekla more than anything. Oh, I'd fucking stab somebody for fleshkekla.
Oh, that's how that's pronounced?
Yeah, that's how I've always pronounced it.
Oh, no shit. So, yeah, I'm as an outsider to that part of it. I always thought it was like Fleischkugel or something like that.
Oh, I mean, maybe that is some proper old-time way, but it's always just been fleshkekla to me.
Okay. What's... To our listeners who are not from German area, North Dakota.
There's people not from here listening. I completely forgot about that. Welcome, by the way, to our new listeners in Russia and Honduras. We are breaking into all the hot markets.
We're not blaming you for Lisa Left Eye Lopez's unfortunate passing anymore. She could have died in any country. I know maybe your highways aren't what they should be. Maybe there should be a little more care on those roads, but hey, she knew what she was doing. She didn't have to drive around Honduras. We're happy to have you.
Look at you being the bigger man. Bygones be bygones.
I've had 20 years to get over it. It was just a lot. I think we had Lisa Left Eye Lopez and Aaliyah all around the same time. That was a lot to handle.
Yeah, we were all distressed emotionally. Mm-hmm. But a fleshkekla is essentially a hamburger patty that is then wrapped in some manner of light dough, like a pastry dough. Not quite a phyllo dough, not that light, but almost like a pie crust. And then deep fried. So it's like a little hamburger in a little pocket.
That sounds kind of tasty.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're so
what
good.
Kind of condiments do people use with them?
I'll bite an end off and put some barbecue sauce in there or ketchup, anything you'd put on a burger, really.
Just going to say, yeah. And that sounds good. And I've seen that on menus. That makes its way kind of throughout the state. A lot of small towns don't have to be German folks that'll enjoy that and put that on the menu at a small town diner. So, maybe if I'm ever having maybe I should have like a rule that if I can cheat with German-centric cuisine. Well, that can't be, because then I would just be drinking a gallon of Nefla soup every day.
Yeah, just taking heavy cream straight to the head, jamming strudels down your gullet.
God, I like a good bowl of Nefla, dude.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Man,
it's so fucking good.
Yeah. How would you describe Nefla to the listeners?
A cream-based soup that primarily is made up of chunks of dough, maybe like half inch by an inch, like essentially super small dumplings is what it basically is. Little
dumplings and little potato cubes too, and man, it is.
Usually some potatoes in there. I've had it with chicken or pheasant in there. I've had it with peas in there. It's one of those things like everyone's mom makes it a little different out here.
Kind of like tater tot hot dish. That's it. Every family's kind of tater tot hot dish, man. People can church it up however they want. I just want to pour it down my head. I fucking love tater tot hot dish.
That's one of those things that everyone, especially in this area, fucking loves and will knife fight over. And I'm just like, yeah, it's good. It's fine. I don't, I'm not going to turn it down, but I'm not passionate about it. I'm not going to stab somebody over tater tot hot dish.
I would say about 50% of it I'm that way, but when people do it right, I don't know what it is. Like, when it's done right, I do love it. I love a good tater tot hot dish. They get the crusty ones on top, and then you get the mushy stuff in the middle. And again, we're doing some upper Midwest culinary deep dives here. A hot dish is what the rest of the normal world would call a casserole, but we call them hot dishes, which I was 20 years old before I realized the rest of the world doesn't know what the fuck a hot dish is.
The upper Midwest is like the imperial measurement system to the rest of the world's metric system when it comes to how we name our fucking foods.
Measuring every temperature in Kelvin.
Yeah. Oh, Christ. Well, we're about 14 minutes into this Simpsons podcast.
I don't think we can get in right yet, because didn't we have a request from a viewer or listener?
Yes, we did. Listener Ken sent us an email, which you can do at barleybasketUSA@gmail.com. He sent us a video that I had not seen. I had heard of this, but not seen it. You had seen this footage already. I'm guessing that due to our severe knowledge of the sport of basketball, he thought we should have a take on this. He sent us a video of Tom Segura, comedian Tom Segura, injuring himself trying to dunk a basketball, which I, again, had heard that news that he had gotten hurt or whatever, but I hadn't seen the footage. And it's a whole thing, Nathan.
Yeah, man, He goes for big air as much as a 40-year-old slightly overweight guy can go for big air. Man, he pays for it. Ugh. I'm not a fan of like those kind of injury videos like that.
No, neither am I. But I watched this one, and yeah, he pushes off. He's going for a dunk that you can see from the takeoff is not going to be a dunk. That was going to be a finger roll at best.
Yeah.
But he pushes off with his left leg and blows his knee out as he's pushing, and then. So while he's airborne, reaches down with his left arm to brace his fall, and his arm gets pulled behind him like he's in a fucking hammerlock, and then he lands on it.
Yeah. Oh.
Oof.
His arm. It's like I saw a lot of comments in the YouTube video. It's like, you look like Peter Griffin after Peter Griffin falls down the stairs. Like, your limbs are just facing the wrong way. Like, oh.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Boy, I bet that hurt real fucking bad.
Yep. Holy, yeah. And I've never broken a bone, Marlin. Little known fact about me.
Me
I
neither.
hope I can keep that going.
Yeah, me too. I'd like to keep that streak alive as long as possible, preferably all the way up until my demise.
Oh,
I would love to keep that going.
Like, the thing, that had to suck is, a day or two after, the pain and the, the adrenaline of an injury like that, just the realization of how shitty day-to-day life's going to be for the next few months.
Yeah.
Man, getting in the shower, going to be a chore. You're not going up the stairs. You're just going to live in the basement. And then, man, there is nothing that lets you know that you're injured more than trying to take a shit. The few times I've thrown my back out bad, it's like sometimes, I can live with this until it's time to wipe my ass and you realize that the game has done changed. You're trying to figure out these new methods of ass wiping.
I'm just envisioning you sitting on this shitter with formulas over Beautiful Mind style, math formulas.
A marker board on the wall in front of me, just stroking my chin, looking at it.
You got a compass and a protractor out.
Got a hockey stick with several towels wrapped around the end. Will that work?
Got an elaborate pulley system going. I really can just see you sitting there thinking about it for a moment and be like, well, I guess we're going to take a shower is how we're going to solve this problem.
Bro, I have done that when my back was at its worst. Take an old-fashioned muddy shower.
Jesus Christ.
I ever take a shit so vile you're like, there's only one way to get clean, and it involves running a bath.
It involves burning this house to the ground.
There's no amount of toilet paper that's going to clean up this mess.
No, if forest fires taught me anything, it's that new growth follows this as you're tossing a kerosene lamp into your home.
Maybe here's an idea. You take the plunger, readily available just to your side. You take the plunger, you wrap the head of the plunger so much TP it looks like a wasp's nest. Shove it between the legs. But then, do you twist it and spin it, or do you go back and forth? I'm just trying to think of a way to keep it clean as possible. You're not getting out of this with a sparkling beehole.
Yeah, nothing's getting clean, I don't think.
But then how do you like do you take your heel and just push everything off the plunger? Like, it's just so, yeah, man, it's just...
I think you're creating more problems the further down this rabbit hole
I'm
you
speaking
go.
to a young man that's been #blessed enough where he hasn't really struggled to wipe his ass before.
I mean, you are. That's absolutely true.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry for my privilege.
Hubris. It's Someday you're going to throw that back out. You're going to realize that you have been taking your butt wipes for granted.
Yep, and I'm going to be calling you for tips and tricks on how to
help.
set up a home car wash.
Have we reached that level of podcast co-hosting where we can wipe each other's butt? Where am I on the list? That's like, you want to know if you're good friends with somebody? Is if you're on the help me wipe my ass call list.
There's different levels of friendship. There's like work friends. There's hang out, get drinks twice a year friends. There's I can go in your refrigerator without having to ask it if I'm over friends. And then there's asswipe buddies.
Yeah, that's the asswipe friends is a particularly interesting like stratosphere of acquaintances. Like that's one of the realms that ex-girlfriends that you're on good terms with can be in because they may have seen you in prone states before, perhaps embarrassing states. Like, they may be one you would call upon. Like, hey, I hope things are all right. I know it's been a minute, but you free right now?
Yes, right. Like right now, like right
now.
this second.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get this done in 45 minutes or less. I'm going to have diaper rash, so we need to. Time is of the essence.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know that we're there yet, buddy.
Okay. It gives me something to work for.
Yeah. I think you're at the level you could raid my fridge if we were hanging out, and I would be fine with that.
Yeah. God, now I'm thinking too. I don't know. You know, I was thinking you could just get on the floor and just scoot across the bath mat.
Like a dog?
And you're going to have to throw that bath like a sick dog. Yeah, like... But getting on the floor is already impossible. You can tell I haven't had a bad back in a while. The idea of getting on the floor and getting up again. Imagine being trapped on the floor with a poopy fucking bath mat. Jesus, that's like fucking horror movie shit.
Hard enough for me to get off the floor now, today, and I'm not injured.
Holy man, yeah, that's something that humbles a guy is when you have to reach under your desk at work to plug something in the far like fucking like I'm laid up for a week afterwards. Oh, what happened to you, man? Oh God, last Tuesday I had to crouch. It was an agony.
I had to plug in my new computer monitor, and then I had to lay down for a minute.
Lay down on your side, you're just panting.
Oh, Christ.
I mean, that plug-in's got to be 3 feet in there.
Why can't we put outlets up at waist-high level?
I don't get it, man. I do not understand why they got to be on the fucking ground.
Yeah, me neither. Put them up. Mm-hmm. And why do TV stands need to be so low? Let's bring a TV stand up a little bit so Marlin can get to his Nintendo Switch without having to double clutch his fucking abdomen so he doesn't blow out a fucking hernia trying to play Mario Kart.
Yeah, who do we talk to? I think that's a city council meeting thing.
Yeah, let's get this on the ballot.
Yeah. Prohibit the sale of TV stands below 4 feet. We're making a difference.
Everything in the world's got to be tit high now. We're done. We're done bending over.
Yeah. Oh man, and it's being slightly taller than average too. Like so many like trying to wash dishes manually is just leads to crippling back pain because you're just always hunched. Everything's built for 5'7" people, which I mean, fuck it. That's most people are that height.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's how it probably should be. But as a 6-footer, yeah. Like, you ever be like in your kitchen, like chopping vegetables or doing some manner of food prep, and then just have to like lean back to stretch your back out, like, oh fuck,
let out a groan.
How
like,
did this happen?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna put this knife in my neck.
Yeah, crouched for 4 fucking hours, don't even realize it.
We have some real problems.
Yeah, we do. Both self-inflicted, but
high energy. That's what I like. That's what I like to hear. A good yawn.
I thought I got that off mic. Full of pizzazz today.
You think we're going to keep any of the Hondurans with that kind of attitude, Nathan?
Sometimes Super Bowl fever just gets exhausting.
I had not considered, I didn't remember it was the Super Bowl until very late last night. I have not put any thought into my snacking. None whatsoever. So it's going to be a real seat of the pants snack time come kickoff.
Some spontaneous snack, and I like it.
Yeah, I got
I get to see what your game is under pressure.
I did the right thing this week where I prepped a bunch of food and good like healthy food. So I did that on like Tuesday, and today is Sunday, and I'm tired of everything I cooked and have been eating all week. And this is about the time where it's like, you can just order hot wings, bro. Like, that's fine.
I was hoping by food prep it was like you dumping a bag of chocolate chips into a bowl and then like dumping 2 containers of frosting into that bowl.
Yep. And then divvying them up into the little containers for the week.
Mixing it up and then putting it in little quart containers.
Yeah.
Mason jars full of that.
I like to get a bunch of different frostings and vary it up. Like, this is the German chocolate, and this is the funfetti. It's going to be a good week, everybody.
I remember on our school's homecoming week, every day was like a different thing. Like, dress crazy on Tuesday. Yeah. One of them was you could eat in class, and this kid named Aaron ate, I think by lunchtime, I think he had finished 7 containers of frosting. It's just remarkable. This guy just casually trucking a whole thing of frosting in like 15 minutes. Or like one of them was like a buttercream one. I'm like, God damn it, that's got to be rich.
How can
like,
even as a child that would be too much?
Yeah.
Did he name his feet before he lost them, or did he know
man,
that
he was fit? Like, he's a football
man. Fuck him. Also, fuck those people.
He was also 17.
Those people that
only
just
the way a 17-year-old can.
Yeah, those people that eat whatever the fuck they want, that just show up and fucking house frosting straight to the dome, and then have the audacity to be thin. Go fuck yourself. Sounds
like someone's hating the player when they should be hating the game.
Yeah.
The metabolic game.
I hate them both. I hate the player, the game, the stadium, the coaches, the refs. Fuck everything.
Well, on that uplifting note, let's talk about The Simpsons.
Hey-o, all right.
There's one thing we don't hate, and it's The Simpsons.
It's The Simpsons.
We're in a very, very good group of episodes right now. Still in that sweet spot. I hope it never ends, but it's gonna. So let's savor it. Let's squeeze every drip of this Simpsons goodness.
Ooh, okay.
And drink out of the same cup.
All right. What? All right.
We're in season 8, episode 19. A grade school confidential. Martin is having a birthday party, and for some reason, it's a big thing to go to Martin's birthday party because they don't hold anything back in the Martin household. He gets a very extravagant birthday.
An ice sculpture of himself.
I have a note that said if I had fuck you money, I would want that Martin ice sculpture at each of my birthdays. Not of me, of Martin.
I was just about to ask, of you or of Martin?
Yeah. Oh, man. And multiple entertainment options at one child's birthday party.
Yeah, they got They got like bouncy castles and a magician, and I am baffled. Like when I was a kid, like a birthday party was just like a sleepover. You took a different bus to a different kid's house that night, and ate ice cream and played video games too late, and that was pretty much it.
Yup, like there was some of the more baller families, you'd maybe go to like a burger joint and eat. Everyone would get lunch or dinner, or actually where I'm from, we had an indoor pool at like the lake. Some of the more Gucci families would go up there and just go swimming for the afternoon or evening. Remember that was a thing. Yeah. My birthday parties were fucking at our trailer house in the trailer park, just ripping our trailer house apart.
See if you can tip it over. Yep.
Just ripping the skirting off and starting it on fire. And there's usually some kind of calamity. Like, I remember one time my buddy Ryan was trying to walk along the railing, and he fell off and head first into a garbage can, and he wouldn't quit crying, which, come on, Ryan, you don't want to ruin the party, dude. So my mom had to, like, just leave us alone, I think, and drive this kid home because he wouldn't quit crying.
Way to spoil the whole mood.
Yep. God, and then we moved
now
out
you
the country.
animals are left unattended.
Yeah, exactly. One of these curtains are flammable. Then we moved out the country. The birthday parties became more depressing, and just out in the open prairie, as you can attest to. It's a bleak landscape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just watch the wind.
Yep. What are we gonna do now? Like, I don't know. Like, we burnt off that 20 minutes of just manic energy. Now we just stare at each other till it gets dark.
we can go shoot hoops on the grass.
Yep. For ours, we had shot enough hoops, so instead of grass, it was a dirt pit. So a layup, the hoop was 11 feet high because we were so burrowed out.
Worn a hole, yeah.
Free throws were like 9.5 feet high.
we just played horse. You couldn't play real basketball. You could just play horse.
Yep. Now, me and my cousin Ryan, another Ryan, not the garbage can Ryan, we would play epic games of one-on-one that would last for fucking hours. We had multiple flips of the mixed cassettes we had made off of recording country music hits off the radio.
Nice.
Often we'd want to hear the same Marty Stewart song a lot, so we'd have to flip it a lot. A lot of rewinding.
Gotta get this Marty Stewart into my veins.
Yeah. To this day, I still enjoy Marty Stewart, so shout out Marty Stewart if you're listening.
Which I'm sure he is. There's a early on in this episode, because it starts in the classroom, I have a note that much like Christmas carols, I think that morning announcements in school just happen on TV. It's not something we ever had.
Yeah, God, that's a good... I mean, there was an intercom and shit would go over, but I don't remember like a start of the day.
Right.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Not something we had, but as I've learned, I shouldn't judge my school experience as everyone's school experience.
I am shocked your school had a functioning intercom system.
I'm not sure it did, the more I think about it.
I'm picturing more of like a school crier that just like walks up and down the hall with a bell, like, "Hear ye?
Chicken nuggets for lunch today."
Another child has succumbed to cholera. If you are sick, go lie in the playground.
Everyone reminded not to shake the wagon at recess.
There's just you look out the window, there's a priest blessing a mound of dying children. That'll fix them.
Welcome to Last Rites High. Yeah. That's probably an anime somewhere.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, man. Oh, on this one, I don't want to get past the birthday party yet either, because there's a great little gag where that fucking magician announces that he's a math magician.
A math magician.
And all the kids groan and look sad, but if you pay attention, Lisa is just smiling her ass off. She loves the math magician. Of course she does. Just enthralled.
She even corrects him when he's doing long division as entertainment. Long division as entertainment for children.
I think maybe it's came up before, but I discovered a handful of years ago, I have forgotten how to do long division. Like,
oh, really?
If you put a gun to a loved one's head and had me divide, like, 47 into 2019, I would just have to look at them and tell them I love them. Like, I've cherished our time on this earth together, but it is ending this afternoon.
This is how it ends.
I could, like, calculate it in my head and try and put a good guess out there, but I couldn't do the proper, I don't know how it works anymore. Like, I used to, obviously.
I could maybe fumble my way through it, but it's probably 50-50 that I'm losing that loved one that day. Because I was never a great math student in the peak of when you're enveloped in math all the time. So I've forgotten it all.
I was a decent math student until you got to like junior high and it turned into algebra, and that just... I was like, oh, this is something really new, and it was something I didn't know. And I got to that point, and it's like, oh, I don't care to learn things if I'm not interested in them.
Boy, that's a fun realization. The earlier you get it, the better.
I wonder, my poor mother, like, go from like 6 years of straight A's, all of a sudden just C's and D's. It's like, is my kid huffing glue? What's going on?
Did he hit his head somewhere in between 6th and 7th grade?
Tell us, like, you have a bad fall? Like, nope, I actually had to try, and then I didn't want to try. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once it stops coming naturally, then it's no fun anymore.
It's work. I don't want to work at algebra. No. It's dumb. Just make my friends laugh.
Math with letters? No.
Yeah, nope. Oh, man. Yeah, looking back, like, it's astounding the little effort I put into school. Like, God bless art classes for giving me I bet my GPA have been under a 2? It might have. Yeah, see, like, I struggled, man.
Man, that wasn't me at all up until college. Like, I didn't get hit with the not give a fuck until college. Like, in high school, I used to be a smart kid. I don't know what happened, but like, I was a fucking like big dick GPA, like fucking 3.8 or something all the way through school.
Oh shit, good for you.
Yeah, and then it all fell apart. I don't know what happened.
Really? Yeah. So did it start right away in college, or did you do all right in college in the beginning?
I think I was pretty studious for probably that first year, and then I was
really?
Like,
interesting.
And then I was like, I just kind of like, it's the slippery slope of if you skip one day of class, it's real easy to never go to that class again.
Oh, bro, that's why I fucking failed every class my first year. We've discussed that. I waited like 3 years to go to school. It's like, okay, now I'm ready for school. Now I know what I want to do. My birthday is in September, so right at the beginning of the semester. I turned 21 my freshman year, and I was like, my friend's like, hey, you got to take the day off. We got a pregame before your 21st, which that's alcoholism lingo there. You don't have to take a whole day to pregame, but we did. Well, you're not going on your birthday, obviously, so destroyed myself on my birthday. Then the next day, it's like, well, fucking A, I'm too hungover to do anything today. And then at that point, it's like, let's just take your birthday week off, dude.
And the snowball is rolling.
Yeah, there were just classes I never went back to. And I didn't know you could drop classes, so I got Fs all over my transcript.
College is wasted on young people.
Isn't it, though? Fucking A. College needs to be way cheaper and way harder. Like, they shouldn't. The fact that I have a fucking college degree shows that it needs to be harder. They let me come back in the building, and I somehow got a degree out of it.
And not just a degree. You have like a big dick degree, don't you? Like,
I got a master's in creative writing.
Look at this fucking guy.
Yeah. Liked it so much, I went back again. More debt. But The Simpsons, that's a show people watch. Yeah. This birthday party is such a, like a milestone of a Simpsons social life that even the teachers are showing up at a child's birthday party, which is weird.
Very weird.
And this is where Seymour Skinner and Mrs. Krabappel hit it off.
They bond over the fact that it hits them at the same time that they're both lame.
Yep.
I love that. That's the spark.
Oh, yeah. And then what do they kind of retreat to so they get out of everyone's, so they're kind of hidden? Is it just like a little
playhouse out
like
in
a
the
little
yard?
playhouse? That's the right word. That's the perfect word, yeah. And they're crouched over in that, enjoying some tea together. And there's just some awkward fumbling and just kind of depressing talk. And then Principal Skinner just looks up and goes, "Is this how you imagined your life, Edna?" And her response, "Well, yes, but I was a very depressed child." So great. It's like these two are meant for each other.
She's right where she thought she would be.
Yeah.
I love that the party clears out because everyone gets food poisoning from the oysters. What a fucking thing to serve at a child's birthday party.
I also like how Lisa fakes being sick just so she can leave the party.
Yeah, that was a really nice touch.
Gurney. Yeah. Or also, we haven't seen Wendell in half a decade. We finally do. And he's succumbing to food poisoning, of course.
He already looks like he has food poisoning all the time. The pale gray Wendell. I like that Milhouse hurls in the bouncy castle.
Yeah. And so while all this is happening, they're all, getting all wheeled away. They're still in that playhouse, and the sparks are starting to fly. I mean, they should be flying, but Skinner is, Skinner, did he needs to take like an internet course on how to talk to women or something. I don't know. Some kind of life coach. Because what I love about him is like he has seen the horrors of war firsthand. Like, he has lived life. Yet still, he's like a 8-year-old in so many ways. He's so sheltered in some ways. Like,
yeah. Well, you've seen the relationship between he and his mother. Like, it's kind of no wonder. But yeah, every once in a while they really hit you in the face with it.
Yeah. But thankfully for him, he met a woman like Edna Krabappel because she ain't afraid of making the first move.
Yeah, she'll swing for the fence. She don't give a fuck.
She's a woman that knows what she wants, and I am here for it.
Yep,
I am
love
all about it.
Edna Krabappel.
Yep. And then when they're kissing and there's that slow pan across to Bart's mouth, just agape in horror.
Eyes wide, mouth open.
So great.
And they linger on that shot before going to commercial for so long.
So Bart now, he's got an in. Like he knows something that they don't want him to know. So to kind of pay him off, they end up getting rid of his permanent record. Well, actually, they don't get rid of it. They just swap names with Milhouse.
Yeah. Which is just great. We don't see any fallout from that, but just knowing that, like, in the future, Milhouse's permanent record is Bart's, and he will pay the price for that someday is real funny.
Another thing I think only exists on television is permanent records.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a real thing.
I don't ever remember the teachers threatening anything regarding permanent records. Like, this is going on your permanent record.
The last time I needed a transcript from my high school, it took like 4 weeks to get. They had to send a fucking raven with a stone tablet.
And less than 100 kids have ever graduated from your high school. And yet, that's the amount of work.
Yeah. So the idea that there is also a file in there with my name on it, no, there's no way.
For like punishment type things, did you, like, in grade school, did you guys have the name on the board? Was that a thing?
No, I don't think so.
If you talked out a turn or you did something, we had name on the board. I don't know what that ever equaled. The name on the board. And then once we got to like 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, that was a different building in our school system. Then we had name in the book. Like it wasn't like for huge offenses, but little things. If you talked out a turn, you were horsing around, that was a name in the book offense. And if you got your name in the book and then you horsed around again, you got a check by it. And all of this added up. Every discretion or indiscretion you had was tallied. And at the end of the month, we'd watch a movie on Friday. And how many times you had your name in the book equaled how many minutes of the movie you had to miss.
Huh.
So, like,
okay.
the good kids got to go in right away, but then the naughty kids, like convicts, would get marched out of the classroom and just sit in the lunchroom and just stare at each other. I had a buddy, he never saw a movie. Sometimes he'd have to make up minutes after the movie. So that was one thing. I was never a naughty kid. Were you ever? You don't seem like you would have been a naughty kid.
No, I was a good kid.
Like... And this guy now has a wife and children, is an upstanding citizen, has a good job. It's like, what was going through? And I know his parents, they weren't ones that take, like what was going through your head? Because that was in my head the whole time. It's I would have ideas because I like to make people laugh. Like, ooh, the repercussions that would cause are not worth the laughs it would build,
Sure.
Because, I would just think, what is my mom or dad going to say? And then, but I'd ask him that. He's like, I'd think that after I committed the act. I was all impulse.
That's the wrong way to do that.
It'd be funny to start that garbage on fire. Oh, no. I'm probably going to get in trouble for this.
And now he's got a good life, but has all these movies to catch up on that he missed out on.
I never saw the Apple Blossom Gang or whatever terrible Don Knotts movie. I do
Apple
remember
Dumpling Gang.
We watched the first the first Bad News Bears. And that's
spicy
some
for a school movie.
Salty language. And I remember Miss Betcher, a sixth grade teacher, threw herself in front of the screen like a World War II GI flailing himself on top of a grenade to save his buddies. She's like, I am so sorry. Because, they're dropping some hard ends in that movie.
Yeah.
So the plug got pulled on the Bad News Bears. Which it is a good movie.
That's a great movie, yeah, but not to show to school children.
Yeah. Oh, man. Walter Matthau with that fucking cooler in the passenger seat, just crushing fucking cold ones all day while driving around. It's such a money move.
Yep. It's what you imagine your ideal life to be.
Yeah. When you have a cooler on the passenger seat of your giant sedan.
You just rolling around, crushing beers.
Just always got that nice 0.12 drunk level.
Forever buzz.
Yeah, sure. In the eyes of the government, you are drunk. But hey, some say you might drive better. And those people are alcoholics.
We had our third grade teacher, Mrs. Strum, who was approximately 140 years old when I was in third grade. My third grade teacher, Mrs. Strum, was also my dad's third grade teacher, Mrs. Strum. So she was a lifer. Her punishment, she was big into group punishment. That was her way of of maybe you'll behave if you don't want to fuck it up for everybody. Her discipline choice was she wrote a number on the board, and the number was the full time of recess, which I think was 20 or 25 minutes. And then every time somebody fucked up, she would subtract one from it until... And so that was okay, it's time for recess, but we're going to sit here for an extra 10 minutes. She did that every day, wrote that number on the board every day. And there were always, I don't think we ever had a full recess. There was always somebody fucking it up. And then because it's how group punishment works, then we would all turn on each other. God damn it. We're missing out on fucking football time or monkey bar time. God damn it. What's wrong with you?
Playing 40 on 40 football games on pavement.
Yeah.
That was a lot of our lunch period recess.
Red shale was what our playground was. Crushed red gravel. Just the worst thing to be on.
Perfect thing to fall on when you're running.
Yep. Perfect thing to get tackled on and have your...
You probably still have some of that embedded into your skin as we speak.
Oh, yeah. I'm at least 6% red rock, for sure.
They look at your leg like, oh, I think if we just bandage it, it'll heal up just fine. Your shins still feel like Braille to this day.
If I went and got all the gravel removed from my body, I'd weigh 15 less pounds.
Ooh, we got that anti-gravel diet going.
There we go. It's not about carbs, it's about gravel.
They don't tell you that. Kerbopple and Mr. Skinner, they are lovebirds right off the bat, just all about it. And they're doing whatever they can to keep that love aflame, even if it means letting that school fall down the goddamn shitter. Like, we do get a second Wendell appearance in this episode, which I did enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened with like the guy that knew how to animate Wendell was back in the office for. Like,
he came back for the weekend, yeah.
Oh, there is a great, like, they use Bart as like outside of the school. Bart is involved in like their relationship, which is so weird.
Right. Yeah, they use him both as a messenger and as like cover for them to be together.
Yep. Because they're going to like a late night weeknight movie, and for some insane reason, Principal Chalmers shows up alone. What are the odds of that? So those two need cover because they don't want him to know they're dating. So Skinner gets Bart out of bed. He's in his pajamas. Just so great. They're so confused. What's going on? Where am I? Just enjoying the movie. It has Tom Berenger. Such a great line to a kid.
Just enjoy it. It has Tom Berenger. I think that's a selling point.
And then him sitting next to Superintendent Chalmers. And Chalmers leans over. You think they actually filmed this in Atlanta? I fucking die. I'm dying laugh talking about it. And Bart's like, I don't know. I don't think it's important for the plot. I just like him leaning over and asking Bart like that, like they're contemporaries, like they're peers.
Yeah.
Like, instead of being a 9-year-old in his pajamas.
And
did they actually film this in Atlanta?
That's the thing you're wondering about. Not anything to do with the plot or characters. You know, something that you missed.
Yeah.
I think this was actually shot in Atlanta.
Fucking A. God, that whole like scene, I was dying laughing. Like, just enjoy the movie. It has Tom Berenger. Holy fuck, I'd almost forgotten it. Tom Berenger, man, he was a movie star for the better part of 20 years. Got to give him that.
Is there a peak Tom Berenger film for you?
Oh God, I put Platoon. It has to be.
Platoon's real fucking good.
Yeah, he's really good in it too. God, he plays a good maniac.
I think for me, it's up between Sniper and Major League.
Yeah, Major League is good too. I don't know if I've ever seen Sniper all the way through.
Sniper's good. I won't say that it's better than good. It is good at best, but it's good. As someone who doesn't like war movies, it was at least a slightly different take on a war movie. And Minor League, like, I think Minor League's amazing, but it's not because of Tom Berenger. He's kind of just there.
Tom Berenger, he's kind of like the broken down older catcher in Minor League or Major League.
Yeah, he's kind of the straight man of the whole bunch.
Yep. Corbin Burnson's kind of the rich, older asshole, like third baseman. Like, thinks he's too good to play in Cleveland, kind of.
Yes, I think that's him, yeah.
Then Wesley Snipes is the young, super fast center fielder.
Willie Mays Hayes.
Yep. And then the dude from the Allstate commercials, like the Caribbean power hitter. With he has like that voodoo totem that he like prays to give him power.
Yeah, because he can't hit a curveball.
Yeah, can't hit the brake and shit. Yeah.
And Charlie Sheen's the hotshot rock and roll pitcher.
Yeah, the
we're just recapping Major League now.
The executive producers were Dino Laurentiis and
I forget who plays the coach, the real gruff, over it fucking coach.
A walrus mustache guy.
Yeah, that's him. That's his name.
We won 2 in a row. We win one more. I believe that's referred to as a winning streak.
Fuck, that movie's good.
Yep, that's a good one. What else is good is The Simpsons.
We're on the first episode, Nathan.
Yeah. And man, yeah, I just loved this episode. And so now, eventually, they can't keep it a secret forever, and word gets out. Well, what they do is they keep pushing Bart. They keep taking advantage of him. He finally has, nope, I'm done. I'm done helping you hide this. And word gets out, and Chalmers gives him an ultimatum that either end the relationship or you lose your jobs. And they choose love. They choose love.
Yeah.
And they get let out of their jobs and this and that. And I'm sorry, how Bart betrays them is he marches everyone down the hall and opens the broom closet where those two are making out in. Yeah. And then word spreads like wildfire. That's how
they all tell their parents. There's a long montage of them all telling their parents.
Because as rumors do happen, they build and they build, and now it's them making love in front of the children in the broom closet. So people have had enough. They don't want people fucking in front of their kids, which, I mean, I think that's fair.
You know what?
I'm not
fair.
a parent, but I don't want that.
I agree. Yep. I'm on board with this.
And they realize that, so like the parents are like, well, you were doing it in school. They're like, what are you talking about? We weren't doing that. And they prove their innocence when Skinner admits that he is a virgin.
And everyone gets real uncomfortable.
Yep.
And I love that the mob just disperses. Everyone's just like, sure. And that's it.
I didn't need that level of detail. Yeah. And how does the relationship kind of end between Krabappel and Skinner?
Well, they meet up with Bart and say like, "Hey, thanks for all the help, but we're gonna call it quits and break up." And Bart is just like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And as Bart walks away, they show those two being like, "Kids will believe anything you tell them," and then they go back in the janitor's closet.
Oh, okay, that's what. Yeah.
I don't think they're hitting the brakes.
Yeah, good for them. They're both two people that deserve something in their lives.
Yeah, they. I feel like they need it, both of them. So,
and this is a top 10 episode for me. I fucking loved this episode.
This was a very good episode. Yeah, God, absolutely.
Damn it! Like, you think they actually filmed this? And just like him staring at, like he's into the movie, just Bart is trying to sleep. He's in his jammies. It's so great. And we've discussed this in a far early podcast. Another thing I think is just on TV, or maybe it's just well-adjusted families. I was not wearing pajamas when I was 10. I think I was done with pajamas at like 5.
I think I was probably past pajamas by 10, yeah.
Like, as we've discussed, I would have had to wear grown man pajamas when I was 8 years old.
I'm just imagining you with your man-sized body at 8 years old, just in a robe.
Yeah. But like only man size in like the head and like height.
Just a 6.5 foot fucking 8-year-old.
Yeah. Still no strength at all.
Yeah, top heavy.
None of the functioning things that are good about being a grown up.
No, just a huge uncoordinated child.
Yeah.
Like when you buy a large breed of dog, like a black lab or a Rottweiler, and they're all just head and paws for the first year before they grow into themselves.
That sums it up. My goodness. Like I think about like kids nowadays, how long they got to sit in like child seats in cars. I would have looked absurd. Why is that lady putting a grown man into a booster seat?
Getting buckled in.
Yeah. Knees digging into the seat in front of me.
None of these booster seats have long enough straps to get over the boy's shoulders.
Yeah. His giant head is still lolling around. It'll snap right off in an accident. Gonna put a halo on me.
Can't find a bicycle helmet that'll go on. Yeah, throw a Home Depot 5-gallon bucket over him and hope for the best.
Yeah. If I start making too much noise, she just hits it with a big wooden spoon a bunch.
Clang, clang. Enough, David.
Simmer down in there.
Act it up.
Quit fussing.
There's our Dairy Queen. Bang, bang, bang.
I can sense when we drive by a Dairy Queen. Mom, blizzards.
Episode 20 is the Canine Mutiny. I noted here that we got the full intro to the show, which we have not gotten in quite a while.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Very rare.
They're all sitting around the dinner or the kitchen table when Marge comes in with the mail and is divvying up the mail, and Bart doesn't have any mail and he's bummed about it, so he gets the junk mail. And that reminded me of just how exciting it was to get mail as a child.
Oh, dude, I loved it so much.
Like, oh man, the new Funko Land catalog came that I can buy Nintendo games out of.
Yep, anything with my name
Sports
in the
Illustrated
mail.
for kids.
Yeah,
showed
any
up.
magazine. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was hot shit. And now I fucking can't stand the mail. Every time I go to the mailbox, it's just nothing but bills and junk. Like, just
so
God
much
damn
trash.
it. The amount of trash I throw away every week it's got to be 60% mail.
When I had my house, my mailbox is right outside the front door. What I used to do when I'd get junk mail, I would open the self-addressed envelope that comes with it, grab just a handful of like crumpled up leaves because they'd just be built up on my patio, put that and seal it up and send it back. Because my whole thinking was, they're paying somebody to open this. I want that guy to have a job. So I'm going to keep... I did that for 3 years straight. All my junk mail got sent back.
Oh my God.
Yeah, or what I'd also do is I would stuff other junk mail from other companies in the envelope and mail it back. I'm not interested in this supplemental health insurance, but maybe these good people are. Read up on it. Here's a pamphlet.
Congratulations, health insurance company.
Yeah.
You're pre-approved for this credit card.
Or anything like... Or I would just take like a candy bar wrapper because if there's like a garbage can like right there, okay, that's going in here. I just got a weird kick out of sending random trash back to these companies.
Yep. No, that's pretty great. I'm pretty into that, actually. Way to stick it to the man.
Yeah, I'm helping because we've discussed. I do use the automated checkouts at grocery stores and at Walmart, so
yeah.
I'm doing my part by keeping those jobs by making sure that guy that opens the envelopes gets to come to work every day. Oh, look,
never the self checkout. I used the self-checkout at CVS for the other day for the first time in probably 10 years because I got stuck behind a woman who was 1,000 years old wanting to update her email address on her loyalty program. I was nope. I was like, nope. I only got like 6 things. I gotta go. Yeah. I can't do this today.
Well, you're going to have to spell that W.
She gives the full HTTP : / Yeah. Oh, God.
It's her Lycos email. Oh, that may have been discontinued. Oh.
Some like Hans moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
you just want to buy a bag of Fritos.
Yeah, just like nope. But I need this iced tea and Band-Aids right fucking now.
Yeah. Fun fact: I have been inside a drugstore 10 times or less my entire life.
Yeah.
Never. We had a drugstore in town. We never went in it. I didn't really realize drugstores had all sorts of random shit in them. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. I also lived that life until like the last year or so because I live very close to one, like less than a block away. And if it's just like, I just need a couple of things, like it doesn't warrant a trip to the grocery store. Like, oh, I need AA batteries and a gallon of milk. Like, I'll just go to the fucking drugstore.
Like, did they have like meat? Could you buy a pound of hamburger at the drugstore?
I don't think this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if that exists somewhere.
Look at me. maybe I got to give these drugstores a second chance.
You could probably get a pound of beef jerky and hope for the best.
Yeah, I could somehow rehydrate it.
Holy shit, walk in on you, you're just soaking beef jerky in your bathroom sink. Come on,
The
guys.
process is almost ready.
You got a hairdryer. You gotta heat it up.
One thing with that mail scene, I do like that Homer is super excited to get his issue of Cartoons magazine. I have an issue of Cartoons magazine from.
Oh, is that a real thing?
Yep, that's a very real thing. It's like, imagine a Mad magazine that was strictly automotive based. It's shocking. There was a market for that.
Yeah, apparently there was.
Yeah.
Bart takes all the junk mail and gets himself a credit card. And immediately starts doing dumb shit with a credit card.
Yeah.
Orders a bunch of shit from a catalog as gifts for all the family. Gets Marge like a 14-pound smoked salmon, and gets a shirt for Homer. Gets a radio frying pan for Marge.
And gets Lisa a bunch of trucker speed.
Yep, pep pills to help her study.
Yep.
Trucker's favorite. You ever partake in anything from that section of the counter in a gas station in all your travels?
I was just gonna say, I have never dabbled in the world of truck stop power ups. But
Neither have I.
I
I've
had
stared
buddies-
at that rack several times.
I had a buddy at a party one time. Did a ton of no-dos just to see what it would do. He just said he just sweated a bunch, and he just said he could feel like his hair was growing. I was like, that doesn't sound like a super cool way to party. So
No,
I'm gonna pass.
doesn't sound like a fun time.
I want to mention, right around the same time, Married with Children had an episode with the same plot of the dog accidentally getting a credit card.
Really?
So, was Fox in such financial straits that they could just pay one writer to come up with a premise, and every sitcom had to use that premise? It's like, well, they don't even have a dog. Well, they got to get a dog. That dog's got to get a credit card. God, I love that Fox was just this honky-tonk, might be open next week, might not be open next week operation until the late 90s, early 2000s.
This fucking mothball, barely holding it together, fly-by-night fucking TV corporation.
Gonna run generators occasionally because they didn't pay the power bill.
It wouldn't be for many years until they established their news channel and became super rich by just lying to old people.
I do like, after buying all that cool shit off through those catalogs, you see Bart's room, and it's just, Bart's room looks like every cool kid's bedroom in any TV show in the 90s. It's like, got that big actual stop sign on the wall. Like, I always remember that as a kid. Like, they always had like a loft bedroom too.
Yeah.
like a wall at an angle.
And what is it about a road sign in a bedroom made you a cool kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, through my dad's line of work, had access to like fucking old signs that have been decommissioned, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, they weigh 20 fucking pounds. What parent is going to let their kids drill into the studs so they can hang up a yield sign?
Yeah, the cool kid always had a road sign and a denim jacket.
Yep. And just tons of bric-a-brac on the walls. It's like Applebee's, but cool in their bedrooms.
And every inch covered by poster. You didn't see a wall. It was everything. You didn't see any paint. Just things on the walls.
I think that's another thing that's just a TV phenomenon. I never knew anyone that cool growing up.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was real either. I love that we see Lisa on her pet pills.
Yeah,
She's
Lisa's
just
on drugs again.
tweaking the fuck out.
Great. A few seasons removed from Lisa having a drug problem, now it's back. And now she's on fucking amphetamines.
Yeah, now she's on trucker speed.
Yeah.
Fucking mini thins into young Lisa Simpson. Bart orders himself a collie out of a catalog, proclaimed to be like the best dog in the world, and it shows up and it can use the toilet, and it goes and collects a bunch of fruit as its own welcoming gift. Just this lassie-looking collie that can do it all, and I feel like we've done this before. I couldn't point to a specific example, but I feel like we've done neglected Santa's Little Helper before.
Yeah.
But we're doing it again.
There's an episode where he's just such a colossal piece of shit, they're going to get rid of him.
Yeah, I think that's the obedience school one.
Yep. And then there's the one where he ends up going to live with Mr. Burns.
Oh, yep. And there's one where, like, the kids get something new, and the dog and cat are constantly starved for attention. Like
the elephant.
That's the one, the elephant episode.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
and I shed no tears for Santa's Little Helper. He is a shithead of a dog.
He's not a good dog.
Yeah. And how did he explain getting the new dog? Was that what he mentioned, winning the truth-telling contest at a church convention?
Yeah, 2 towns over. Yeah,
which is so great, a truth-telling contest. Oh God.
The as happens if you are irresponsible with credit cards, the creditors start calling late at night, and Bart goes. His solution to this is go out and bury the card. Just buries it out in the fucking woods somewhere.
Oh God, yeah.
And the repo men show up one day while Homer and Marge aren't home and take all of his shit, his jukebox and everything. They just clean him out, and then they're like, and it says here 1 dog, and he gives up Santa's Little Helper in Laddie's stead. Laddie, the name of the new collie. So he's like, yeah, this is the one, and sends Santa's Little Helper away.
Yeah,
which is fucked up. I get that it's a bad dog, but it's still fucked up.
Yeah.
We get
very much so.
We get a scene at the kitchen table. Homer's wearing a tie to impress the dog. Holy shit.
There's a great line too. It involves Milhouse, and Milhouse going, "Why'd I have the bowl, Bart? Why'd I have the bowl?" God, that just how he delivers that line. I don't even remember the context of that line, but God, it cracked me up.
Oh Christ. Everyone loves this dog. They go take it for a walk, and everyone's so impressed with it. Everyone's fawning over this dog. It's real weird behavior by a bunch of adults, I think. But Bart's starting to regret getting rid of his own dog. He's missing Santa's Little Helper. He daydreams as to where Santa's Little Helper might be, and daydreams of like a tanker ship that is fueled by burning dogs in the furnace. And it shows a guy just pick up a coal shovel full of dogs and heave them into the fucking fire. Holy shit, that was funny.
Bart gets dark quick.
Yep. Laddie rescues baby Gerald, who we haven't seen in a long time.
I love that Maggie's nemesis has a name.
Yep, we get to see him. I was like, it took me a second to be like, wait, have we seen that? Yep, that's Maggie's nemesis. So we see an award ceremony where Quimby is giving the dog a medal for rescuing baby Gerald. And Bart gives Laddie to the police department, thinking that they need him more than he does. And he sets off to go find Santa's Little Helper. And he goes a few places, finally gets a hold of him. A blind man named Mr. Mitchell has at some point purchased or ended up with Santa's Little Helper. And that sight gag of that dumb fucking dog sitting in the backyard getting hit by the sprinkler but not moving was real good.
Yeah.
Dog is not bright.
Another gag from when he's looking for the dog and he's going place to place, he stops at Patty and Selma's and asks if they have his dog. And it's the one aunt is like, no, we don't have the dog. And like, I gotta go. I think your Aunt Patty swallowed a Band-Aid. And she's hacking her guts up in the background. That's such a gross thing to say. This cat, she thinks she may have swallowed a Band-Aid.
Yeah, that's the thing that
gnarly.
she, like, needs to be watched over for.
Yep. Oh, fuck.
Bart breaks into Mr. Mitchell's house to steal the dog, accidentally locks himself in the closet during their kerfuffle, and they do the classic TV thing of let the dog choose who he wants to be with. And, of course, Santa's little helper chooses Bart, and the cops show up. I'm not sure if Mr. Mitchell called them or why they show up, but Laddie comes in and finds some weed in Mr. Mitchell's closet, or in his pocket, and then they're like, okay, go on home, Bart. So Bart and Santa's little helper leave, and then the other cops show up with like a sixer, and and they just have a party. They play jammin', and they just have a party in Mr. Mitchell's house.
Yeah.
Just the cops smoking some contraband weed and having a party.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And we get Wiggum trying to sing Jammin', but it's as white as possible.
Yeah.
We're jamming. Good. Oh my god, that was fucking funny.
I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Good episode. I don't always care for Santa's Little Helper centric episodes, but it was a decent one. It was good to see.
Good.
I had fun seeing Bart like have his fun with his credit card. That was probably the high point for me.
Yeah, there's some good laughs. So yeah, back to back, really funny episodes.
Yeah, got himself like one of those weird upright pinball machines in his room.
Yep.
And a full-on neon classic like 50s jukebox. Just a weird smattering of things.
Again, all things you would see in a cool kid's bedroom in the 90s on a TV show.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the coolest member of the Ghost Rider crew would definitely have that room. That's the room that I'm pretty sure the kid from Blank Check made when he got that.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that fucking movie.
You're probably the right age for those movies, I bet, huh?
Oh, yeah. I was right there for those.
I was just old enough that it wasn't cool. Like, I was into my teens. But, like, that was a real thing in the mid-'90s. Like, the Disney live-action, like, boy gets power. Like, I'm going to show the adults what to do if I had $1 million type movies. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. So many of those.
Blank Check with fucking Miguel Ferreira is in Blank Check as the kid's nemesis. Fucking the bad guy from RoboCop then is gonna end up being fucking Dick Jones can't take down this 10-year-old.
Yeah. It's a cruel world we live in.
Yeah, and fucking First Kid where Sinbad is the Secret Service member who has to look after the president's kid.
I would put this a step above those. I think Little Big League, where the kid inherits the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah,
that's
Little
kind of
Big
that
League.
same.
Yeah,
I think I've seen that. That's an enjoyable enough family movie.
Rookie of the Year in there as well, where the kid pitches for the Cubs. Little Giants with Rick Moranis, the fucking Pee Wee football team, the Sandlot, the Big Green. Like, there was all these sports-themed kids movies.
Yep. And the kid that was from Rookie of the Year, he did another one. Like a kid in King Arthur's Court. He had a few of those.
That's the one, yeah. He's in those American Pie movies
then,
eventually.
As he grew up, he got to be in those American Pie movies. Good for him.
Go from pitching for the Cubs to banging pie. No, that's a different character.
Yeah, he didn't make love to the pastries. He's the one that blasted into that cup and his buddy drank it. That's a departure from Rookie of the Year. Nobody blasted in anything in Rookie of the Year. So.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's that character's name in American Pie. If you just read the credits, it just says Cup Blaster.
Yeah, we do get Daniel Stern in Rookie of the Year. He's very good as. I think he's like a coach.
I think he's a pitching coach or something. Yeah.
Daniel Stern makes pretty much every movie better.
Oh yeah, you could put him in anything.
He's very good.
Outside of that movie and the Home Alone movies, I don't think I could name a Daniel Stern film.
Bushwhacked? Hello?
I don't know that movie.
That was oh no shit. That was a starring role for him. I think it was called Bush. And that's that kind of era of, because I think it was kind of family friendly too. It was like something with like a camping trip that got really out of control. Like,
okay.
Yeah, a lot of physical humor, kind of like from like Home Alone centric, if you can picture that.
People getting hit with a branch and shit. Yeah.
I have a friend that's like a legit Daniel Stern fan, and he's right now, if he's listening, is like, it's like he was in several dramas that you're forgetting about. He's a wet bandit. He's a wet bandit.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can't escape who you are. My God. I'm sure he sleeps soundly at night.
That's who Daniel Stern is to me. He's not Joe Pesci from Home Alone.
I just sleep soundly at night beside Joe Pesci in the apartment they share. Oh man, I think we've discussed this before. I am a big fan of the American Pie movies.
Oh yeah, I don't know that we have discussed that, but
not the side movies, like not the ones that don't have the main cast. I'm sure those are just cash grabs, but I think there was like especially that first one, they capture like teenage male friendship well. I don't like. Yeah, it's kind of like the ball busting, but also the genuine like care that you have for your friends at that age, like how important your friends are. I think they capture that feeling well. Like,
I remember liking, I think I've only seen the first two, but I remember liking those movies, but like, I have a trouble enjoying high school movies because I don't relate to anything in a high school movie because that was not my high school experience at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
That one kid's on the lacrosse team. What the fuck is lacrosse? I didn't know the answer to that question when that movie came out.
You guys when you grew up was so backwards you almost needed subtitles. From a movie made in the same country you live in.
Yep. I need an appendix to watch any high school movie.
What are they eating off of? Those are plates. What?
What? The what now?
What about the burlap sack they put the lard in? Like, no, man. They got tubs of butter.
Just watching any high school movie and seeing a pop machine was like mind-blowing. They got a pop machine at the school.
Holy, your school didn't have a pop machine?
I think eventually we had one pop machine, like outside the gym. But you couldn't use it during school. That was there for like... get one on the way home or for basketball games.
Oh yeah, it had to be like a special treat to be allowed a beverage in school. In class. I do remember that. And sometimes that would happen, but when the teacher didn't realize, or maybe they didn't care, as soon as they let us into the hallways we were just acting like animals, just pounding every locker as we ran down the halls, screaming why must we be like, what's wrong with kids? Like, just be cool. Your teacher's doing a good, cool thing. Just be cool. Nope. Let's make them regret being nice.
Yeah. Let's make them wish they had stayed farmers.
Yeah. So this episode is The Old Man and the Lisa. A very Mr. Burns-centric episode, which I am assuming you enjoyed.
Buddy, it is the perfect episode. We get a ton of Mr. Burns, and it's a Lisa episode. Yeah. This was written for me, apparently.
Yeah. That was one of my first notes on here.
This is probably top 10 episodes for me. I love this.
No shit. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I can't remember how it's brought to his attention that he's not doing financially so well, but he has like this army of yes men in front of him, and he's like ripping into them because they're not taking enough risks anymore, and he decides he's going to look at the little stock ticker like it's the 1920s.
And according to the stock ticker, it is. He's like, oh, let me see. The last time I looked at this, and I forget the exact date, but it's like September whatever, 1929. And then he like goes one page further and is horrified because that was when the crash happened.
Yeah, Black Monday or whatever they called it when the market crashed.
God damn it, that was a funny joke.
Yeah. And, of course, he's so not in tune with reality. He wants to invest in all these companies that no longer are viable at all. And,
right.
because of that, he loses everything. Ends up having to get out of the mansion because that's getting foreclosed upon. And he ends up getting sent to a retirement home. And he is not impressed with the retirement home. When they're doing like those jazzercise aerobics, and when the camera cuts to most of the people trying to participate, and then it cuts to him just staring in silence at the fucking jazz dance guy. It's so great.
Holy shit. Just stone face, just not having fun. There's so much good shit here because he's living with Smithers right off the bat when he gets thrown out of his mansion, which is purchased by Bret the Hitman Hart, voicing himself in this episode. Great. So good.
Way more bombastic in The Simpsons than he was in his own stage presence in wrestling.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like they wanted Randy Savage but couldn't afford him, so they had Bret Hart doing Randy Savage's energy.
Yeah, very much so.
When he's living with Smithers and decides to pull his own weight and decides to go grocery shopping, when he is he's so confused by grocery shopping, when he god damn it, when he's standing in the aisle with a bottle of ketchup and a bottle of catsup, just going back and forth between the two, like it breaks his brain that he doesn't know which one to buy. And the store employees call the cops and have him committed to the old folks home. Holy shit. Just back and forth. Ketchup? Catsup. Holy shit.
Oh, I don't know if when he was in the cereal aisle, I don't know if you noticed, there was Quisp on the shelves.
And a Quisp appearance, which is pretty few and far between.
Another great, before he's even lost his fortune, when he comes to talk to the school, when Lisa brings up the recycling program, he doesn't even know what the word recycle. He can barely recycling.
Yeah, like has no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Oh man, and we're just backtracking now at this point. But when Lisa in the beginning of the episode is super into recycling, and she's like, "No, that bin's just for paper," and Homer runs into the living room and comes back with a double armful of books and just starts throwing books away, laughing to himself the whole time. Holy shit! God damn it, that's good.
Yeah. So yeah, the Simpsons writers, they do what I would consider almost an impossible task. They make Mr. Burns sympathetic.
Yep, they did.
He is
somehow.
really depressed in that old folks' home.
Grandpa tells him, if you're lucky, you can get a seat by the stare-in window. And then pans over, and there's like 5 of them crowded around this window.
So do his and Lisa's path cross again because she goes to the old folks' home to discuss recycling?
Yes, and that's where she runs into Mr. Burns.
Yeah, and he, really is all about it now because he sees it, as we find out, as a way to kind of build his fortune back. When he finds out he can get a few pennies for recycled cans.
Oh, man, when she says, yeah, you can get, it's only a nickel for each can, and he, in his old man way, is like, don't poo-poo a nickel, you can get this and this and this and buy this, and then go see a movie, and then with the change left over, get a train ride home. Like, he's so out of touch.
Yeah. Oh, man. Kind of reminds me of a president we just recently had.
Yeah.
Been Richie rich in it his whole life. He has no concept of what anything costs because he's never had to pay a bill because he's had handlers that pay all of his bills for him.
Kind of reminds me of 98% of our federal level politicians who haven't bought their own groceries since the 50s.
Yeah. Keep electing them, though. That's the ticket.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah. So they are slowly building a recycling empire. Because one thing about Mr. Burns, he's got a go-get-him attitude.
He does. Really puts his mind to it.
Yeah. And he eventually builds up enough capital to start a Lil Lisa recycling plant.
With her face just emblazoned on the side of the building.
Yeah. And when the true like what the plant's true purposes is revealed, I fucking died laughing. That it captures aquatic life and grinds it into like a slurry.
Yep, a fish slurry.
Oh my god.
And he rattles off the list of usages, and it's fucking buck wild. Just barrels of... He's tied together millions of six-pack rings in order to drag the ocean and make slurry out of everything he catches. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's got a real good what's it called? Soylent Green vibe.
Yeah.
Once Lisa starts like trying to get everyone to stop recycling.
It's so good. And she's just distraught about it, and he's like, a spoonful of slurry will cure what ails you.
Just a pink sludge from a metal barrel that he takes a spoonful out of.
But he eventually ends up taking the money from that plant, parlaying it into buying back the power plant. Is kind of how everything kind of gets back to the natural order of things.
Yeah, back full circle.
Earlier on, too, there's a great... Because right away, Lisa wants nothing to do with working with Burns, but he goes to her home and knocks on the door, and Homer answers. And he's like, "Sir, we've never met before." I fucking love the ongoing gag that he has no clue who Homer is.
Yep, not a clue.
Yeah. But yeah, very enjoyable episode.
And then, so at the end, he tries to give her 10% of selling the recycling plant, and she tears it up, and Homer has a heart attack.
Oh, yeah. What was it, 12 million?
It was like 12 million total, so her 10% would have been like, I don't know, 1.2 or whatever the math works out to.
I thought it was 120 million, so she would have got 12 million.
Oh, maybe that's it. But yeah, it's some obnoxious number that she tears up out of principle.
Because Homer he did the math wrong. He thought it was 12,000, and that made him pass out.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Dad, it would be, I think it was 12 million. Yeah.
Oh man, seeing Burns in that grocery store when he doesn't know what kind of cereal to buy and just buys Count Chocula because that guy looks kind of like him.
Yeah, it's a great thing to use when it comes to choosing food. Does the guy on the packaging look like me?
Yeah. Like, what would you or I be eating if we only bought food that had our likeness or some facsimile of it on the fucking...
Man.
I don't think I've ever seen myself in an advertisement.
Yeah, like does Bob's Big Boy sell like at grocery stores?
I bet if we tried, we could make you look like the Quaker Oats guy.
Yeah. That's a good look to go for.
Brush out and powder that long hair of yours and get you the funny hat.
Get the funny hat. Maybe we'll have to take the glasses off and shave, but we could pull it off.
I bet we could make that happen.
Yeah. That sounds like a fun little project for us.
Agreed.
Explaining to somebody at the Dollar General, that's what you're doing. Doing some baking? No, this flour is actually to whiten my friend's hair so we can make him look like the Quaker Oats man. As I just sit there with a dumb smile looking right at him.
I'm speaking you boys for you as if you can't for some reason.
Yep, like I'm just the dim-witted
one. Like I'm your representative. I'm the Bobby Heenan in the situation.
The Bobby Heenan to my Barbarian.
Yep. I'll do the talking.
Oh, man, yeah. Well, if that happens, we will make sure to post pictures to our social media.
Perfect. Episode 22 is In Marge We Trust. Marge, as she often has to do, drags the family to church. For a family that hates church so much, they sure do go to church a lot on this show.
I think, but that's a common thing, I think.
I think
There's
so,
one
too.
Parent. I know we were a household. My dad's really gotten into church more the older we got, but I don't think he was super keen on it when we were kids, like when me and Jordan were little. And I know he wasn't, because for a while my mom had to start working Sundays, So my dad would take us to Sunday school, and then he'd just wait in the pickup until Sunday school was over, and then we'd jump right back in and go
Stare
home.
off into the middle distance. Because it's not like he was on his phone, like just staring.
I think my dad could think about the weather for 45 minutes. It keeps him preoccupied. It's a very common thing with men of his age.
They fucking love the weather.
Love the weather.
So Marge drags the family to work. There's a great moment where Homer falls asleep in the pew and falls forward, banging his head on the pew in front of him and shouts, "Damn it!" Echoes throughout this quiet church.
Remember last week when I was talking about being a little kid just being so bored in a store you think you're going to die?
Yep.
I also have similar memories of having that same feeling in church.
Yep. I remember being very fidgety in church.
Yeah. Oh, man. My dad had a Vulcan death grip if we were getting too fussy in church. They got you to sit up and calm down in a fucking hurry.
Get you by the collarbone, reach over and just grab you.
Yep. Or the spine, like the back of the neck. Just like a middle finger thumb pinch. Like zoop right up right.
Like he's picking up a cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Get you by the nape of the neck.
Yeah. One fun thing at the beginning of this episode is Lisa and Bart up late at night watching TV, and they're trying not to laugh loud because they shouldn't be up. That's a fun childhood memory. I remember doing that shit as a kid. I know I shouldn't be up watching TV, but I'm gonna.
I didn't have that specific one because the TV, so the living room and my parents' bedroom were both on the ground floor and my room was upstairs. So, like, my version of that is playing Nintendo up in my room way too late with the volume way down.
Yep, that's for me too. Totally for me too. Like, yeah, the TV was, but like my dad early on, like, we're not going to have the Nintendo hooked to this TV. So we always had a collection of literal trash TVs taken out of the garbage in my bedroom. Always little black and white ones because I grew up in the fucking 40s apparently. But yeah, that's, I would have to, because I would keep that super quiet. And yeah, like, but they had, because my parents have to walk by my bedroom to use the bathroom. So I was like, I'd have to just always really monitor that. Like, oh, here we go. Radio silence. I hear footsteps.
Turn the TV off quick so they don't see the light under the crack in the door.
Watched a lot of Letterman that way. It's a weird thing for an 11-year-old to be into, but I loved it.
My room, the stairs that led up to my room had a door at the bottom of the stairs, so I could always hear. Like, it was tough for my parents to get a drop on me because I would hear that door at the bottom of the stairs open, and it's like, you know, fucking Nintendo off, TV off, in bed. It was like a real Ferris Bueller thing of hopping into bed before your parents open the door.
Yeah. Quickly shout, I wasn't masturbating. Well, I didn't think you were, but now that's all I can think about. So
You're
thank
seven.
you for that.
What is why? Where'd you even pick that up?
Yeah, what movies are you watching?
Oh my god. So the next, there's a great scene where Reverend Lovejoy is putting up the sign outside the church with all the letters. He's like, they give you 5 Q's and only 2 U's, which I thought was a great problem for him to have.
Yeah.
The sign that he's putting up says, "Next Sunday, the miracle of shame," which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Marge is kind of encouraging Lovejoy to jazz it up. He's kind of lost his flair for this preaching thing. He's really half-assing in it. There's a great flashback to when he was young and fresh out of the seminary, gonna change the world and save people's lives, and it was Ned Flanders that beat that out of him.
Just the endless bullshit questions just sucked his zest of being a man of the cloth.
Yeah, doesn't have the same lust for life like he used to, thanks to Ned Flanders.
Did anyone you grew up with end up going to school, go to seminary to be a pastor or a priest?
No, not that I know of. Definitely no one like from my class or anyone. Maybe like way underclassmen that I never spent any time with or anything, but I doubt it.
there's one kid a year older than me that did. But yeah, like we as a nation have to be coming upon a severe shortage of new priests and pastors, right? Like
you would think so. I can't imagine how they employ them all. But I mean, like
the
back
priests.
home, our priest was the priest for like 4 different churches. In like we had a real traveling priest. He was a busy fella.
That's a common thing in our neck of the woods. Yeah, like, oh, we car's idling, got to drive 45 miles in a blizzard to go give 11 people communion.
Yeah. Oof, the life of the prairie preacher out here is, oof. It's a rough one.
A lot of high mileage vehicles.
It's like a fucking postal worker.
Yeah.
They may as well just combine priests and have them also be the Schwanzman, and they can just do this shit all in one trip.
Yeah. Haul some mail and sell some ice cream and save some souls.
Yeah. Homer and the kids, in the meantime, while Marge is meeting up with Lovejoy, Homer and the kids are at the dump getting rid of a Christmas tree, and then they just go rummaging for goodies at the fucking city dump.
I love a good dump, man.
I thought of you right away.
I just love trash. And my hometown still has a dump, but we haul our garbage, so like not a whole lot gets, like the day-to-day trash doesn't go there anymore. It's just like if you have like a pickup box full of shit, you can still bring it to the dump. But like, I just like seeing the shit people drop off. It's the only time I like seagulls is at a dump, because you're at the dump. It's like, hey, seagull time.
I can see you like taking something to the dump and then like inspecting a washing machine. Like, is this still no? Okay.
No.
As if you're gonna like.
Is that full of possums? Yep, that's full of possums, all right.
Like if it caught enough of your eye, you would call a friend with a pickup and take a washing machine from the dump. Oh my god, yeah. The most inane shit I'm pulling out of the dump, yeah. And I don't know if this was a thing where you grew up. Did anyone, like any farmers, have their own like wildly illegal dump grounds? Like pits? Oh yeah, everyone has a pit.
Yeah, like what has to be an ecological nightmare, right?
You gotta have a pit, Nathan. What are you gonna do without a pit? What are you gonna do with your stuff? You need a pit.
Yeah. Just burying all that chemical waste.
Just a hole dug into the side of the hill. Maybe you gotta throw away a washing machine. Maybe one of the critters dies. You put them in the fucking pit. What are you gonna do?
Probably pretty close to the water. One is draining into the other.
Well, we dug a hole in the side of this hill for when appliances break down.
I can't drink so much water. My eyes are starting to sting. That shouldn't be an issue. You guys' football team would always struggle in the fourth quarter because everyone's got stingy eyes. Just tough to complete these passes. A double vision.
Oh man, were you down at the Woodberries drinking their well water? Don't be doing that anymore.
I do remember as a kid, every once in a while going to someone's house and taking a glass of water and it was their well water and be like, nope, I'm not finishing that. That is not, someone made a mistake when they dug that well.
We were lucky enough to have real good water at our place, so we were spoiled by good well water.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would go to some kid's house and it's like, oh, this is real yellow. What is happening in this? You guys gotta don't dig your well so close to the pit next time.
Yeah, there's some kind of mineral in here that humans aren't supposed to consume. Is that cadmium? Are we drinking cadmium right now? What's this? Well, starting to sting.
They sell mineral water. That's not what that means. That's a different thing.
That's got the right minerals in it.
There's a lot of Roundup in here.
Yeah. Tempo.
Homer and the kids, when they're digging for treasure at the dump, find a box that clearly has Homer's face on it. Like it's kind of animated up, but it is clearly Homer.
Yeah, he's very concerned about it, which I think I would be too. That would be off-putting. Like,
To find just an anime caricature of yourself somewhere. Yeah,
that
that'd
you're
be
unaware
weird.
of. Yeah.
Just emblazoned on a product.
Yeah.
They go to the sushi restaurant to find the one Japanese character that they know.
Yeah. The Happy Sumo.
Yep, I love the Happy Sumo is a fantastic name for a Japanese restaurant.
I had to look it up. We have to go back to season 3 because Sideshow Bob took Selma there on a date when he was trying to seduce Selma. And then we got to go back all the way to season 1. It's the Happy Sumo. Remember where Homer is getting that poison blowfish?
Yeah, he gets the bad fugu.
Yeah, and because the regular cook was out, he was in his car digging out Mrs. Krabappel.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So he couldn't prepare it.
Digging out is a vulgar phrase.
They're vulgar people. Mrs. Krabappel's not going to apologize. She likes to fuck short order cooks in Chevy Cavaliers.
God,
and that's what makes her the interesting human being she is.
There's a more poetic way for you to put that, for sure.
When you're fucking kitchen staff in a subcompact domestic car, digging out is the proper term.
You know what? Fair.
There wasn't an ounce of love made in that car. They did not love each other or themselves. They just want to put their feel-good parts together and see if something can happen.
Yeah, that was pretty carnal, no doubt.
Okay. Combine their sex slimes. See if they can make some kind of a moment of happiness in their life of misery.
Oh, shit. Whew. So they go to, they take the box with Homer's anime face on it to the Happy Sumo to get it translated. Turns out it is Mr. Sparkle dish detergent. That has Homer's face on it. They go to where do they go to get the Japanese phone book because they need to call Hokkaido to talk to this company, and there's a great gag of what it's like to dial an international number, which I really liked. It might be the library now that I think about it, where they go, and of course, it's funny that yes, we have a Hokkaido phone book right here because of course they do. Why wouldn't they? They're a small town library in the Midwest.
Makes sense.
And then they linger on that shot for a long time of Homer slowly dialing the 37-digit number, because I don't know how many international calls you've made, but there's a lot of numbers in an international call.
I don't believe I've ever made one.
Oh, really? You're missing out. There's a lot of dialing to do.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Marge is at the church. She's taking calls, helping people, and doing a good job of it. We get Dark Mo Slizlak calling in, being at the end of his rope, and she talks him out of it. She's just solving problems, doing good. Lovejoy is kind of backburnered to Marge now, playing second fiddle to Marge, because everybody loves Marge because she's super helpful and everything. There's a moment where Lovejoy is talking to the saints in the stained glass window. They're telling him that, they weren't really your flock to begin with. If Marge Simpson could just come in here and take them away, and they're kind of laying into him. He goes home and buries himself in his train hobby, which again I think is just something that's on TV. I don't know anyone with a model train hobby.
God, yeah. I don't know. I remember buying some model trains at a rummage sale as a kid, and they got rode like horses by the He-Man guys, just mashed together, because I thought they were such a dorky toy that they were going to get pummeled into twisted metal. That's how I treated my good toys with care, but the other things got beat. I think we maybe discussed this, that I think my brother got the Star Wars figure that it's just the fat bald dude that takes care of the Rancor monster. He's like the Rancor's like handler.
Sure. Yeah, I know who
And
you
it's
mean.
like, what a dorky, you get a middle-aged shirtless fat guy for like Christmas. And we thought so little of him. Me and my cousin Ryan took him into the bathroom, and someone took a shit. I don't know if there was just a shit in the toilet or if one of us shit. And we took the action figure and we just dabbed the turd with it, just like poke, because in our head there was nothing worse than having to touch poop.
Good God.
So then we just took it outside and chased kids with our bikes with the poop guy.
What a
I don't think there was any poop on it. It must have been a pretty solid turd, but just the concept that it had touched poop was so repulsive to everyone. So
You're the
I remember
fucking...
we chased a kid, and he was on foot. We were on bikes. Actually, it was a she, and she just ran so long, she just collapsed. It's like, oh, let's keep riding. I think she's dead.
Good fucking God. You're the worst children.
I think
You kids
think
were,
we were
fucking awful.
I think we're pretty good. Like, you should have seen what the real juvenile. Again, you're thinking Little House on the Prairie terms of childhood obedience. I'm in trailer park. Like, there is crystal meth within eyeshot at any time you're outside.
Like, if you were the good kids, then what were the bad kids up to?
They
Just
were
shoving,
kicking the windows out of abandoned trailer houses.
just out in someone's yard, shoving wet dynamite into a dog.
Taking fucking bong hits off a fluorescent light bulb. Suck all that poison in.
Oh,
I remember there was the North Side kids that we had to avoid because they were trouble. They were the trouble ones. I remember watching a kid that couldn't have been older than 9 years old shoot a goose with a 22 and beat a goose to death and just start eating goose meat like a goddamn goose cannibal. Like, I remember him saying, the neck is the best part. I'm like, I'm pretty sure if you did eat a goose neck, it was cooked. It was like eating raw goose. It's like, they're like the fucking Hills Have Eyes people.
they're just all the feral kid from Mad Max.
I remember one of those kids, again, 10 years old, taking his mom's car and trying to run us over. And my mom was like, dude, doing dishes, and I just rode my bike right into the house, right into my bedroom, and locked the door. The only thing I cared about was my bike. I didn't want that guy running my bike. That guy, he was 9. And we're just, me and my cousin, looking off the patio of our trailer house, watching this kid do laps around the trailer park in his mom's car.
Fuck.
It's like, will we ever get to go outside again? It's like, when will this reign of terror end?
There's a shark in the water.
Yeah, like it was, yeah.
Okay, all right. You know what? Maybe you kids weren't so bad. Maybe you were fine with your shit-covered action figure.
Yeah, they touched poop. They weren't covered in poop.
Oh, yes, my mistake. I'm sorry for the semantics. Holy God. So Reverend Lovejoy's playing with his model trains.
Yeah.
And then we get Homer and the kids are back home, and they get a VHS tape in the mail from this company that they had contacted in Japan. And boy, howdy, do we get some mileage out of, hey, aren't Japanese commercials weird?
Oh, my God, yeah. That was intense.
Yeah.
Mr. Sparkle is something else.
Yeah, it is really something. And it turns out that the character looking like Homer is strictly a coincidence because it's two companies who like merged their logo, and that's it. That's such a weird fizzle to that entire B plot of this story.
Was it like a fish?
Yeah, it was like a fish
like
and a light bulb.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, something like that.
Turns out,
yeah, it's kind of like, oh, well, that's
a coincidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he first finds that empty box in the dump, and he's doing that weird meek Homer thing that we've seen a few times before, where he's just holding it, just whimpering, just. God, I love when that shit happens. It's not very often we get a good whimpering Homer, but that was great.
the best part of the whole Mr. Sparkle saga was his reaction at the beginning.
He's so turned off by it. He's so just freaked the fuck out.
He pulls that off very well. I too like meek Homer.
Yeah. We get back to Marge, who's still giving advice. When we first join the scene, Marge is sitting at the desk talking to the sea captain, saying, "You just have to accept that your Game Boy is gone." Holy shit.
Fuck, dude, I forgot that was good.
The idea that the sea captain lost his Game Boy and was so dismayed by it that he contacted someone at the church to talk
he
it
lost
out.
Faith. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Would a loving God allow him to lose his Game Boy?
Certainly not.
Yeah.
Marge gets a call from Ned, which I was kind of waiting for the whole episode. Ned, the delinquents are outside of Ned's left-handed store in the mall and making him nervous because they're loitering. Yeah. And Marge tells him that he's got to stand up to those bullies, and he goes out there and kind of half-ass does it. And then the next time we see him, he's up on a display out of their reach as they're circling him with their mini bikes.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
so good.
And it escalates even further. They run Ned out of town. They're just chasing him on their miniature motorcycles while he's running down the highway. Maud comes over, tells Marge that Ned didn't come home last night. So now the search for Ned is on. And they find where he was. He was at this gas station, and the delinquents have chased him into the zoo. And Ned is hiding in the baboon enclosure, about to be dismembered by angry baboons. The delinquents took off. They got their entertainment out of it, so they're done.
Kicks.
Yeah,
they're sick kicks.
Yeah, they've been up all night, and they're like, "I'm really tired. Let's go to school," because that's what the delinquents are going to do in school.
Get a good
sleep.
nap in.
Yeah. So Ned is trapped in the baboon enclosure. They've circled him up and they're coming for him. And Reverend Lovejoy comes to the rescue in a miniature train and fights off a couple of the apes and scoops up Ned and saves the day.
Yeah, he really came through in the clutch there.
Yeah.
Are you much of a zoo guy, or were you much of a zoo guy? You had to have went to the Bismarck Zoo a few times as a kid, I'm assuming.
I went to the Bismarck Zoo as a kid, like once for sure, but probably only the once as part of a school trip. Mm-hmm. And then once in adult life, I went to a zoo, and they're fine. They're not my favorite thing.
Yeah, I feel like I should give them a try again. But yeah, as a kid, I'm like. Because maybe you can testify to this too. One thing about growing up with no TV, the one thing you do get access to is nature shows. PBS used to show a lot, and I love nature shows. To this day, I still do. But just like you get to see all this rad, kick-ass shit. Like holy fuck, that eagle just fucking hit a fish going 200 miles an hour. Then you go to a zoo and it's like a fucking morbidly obese fucking impala laying in the sun. It's like not doing shit. It's like these animals are duds, man. Like
yeah, I find zoos kind of sad. Just like man, look, but I understand their cultural value of like, hey, if it weren't for the zoo, you wouldn't get to see any of these animals in your lifetime. But at the same time, maybe I could live with not having seen this real sad brown bear.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, talk about morbidly obese animals, man. You let a brown bear go to pot, they get fat in a hurry. Oh, dude. One time, though, when I was like 10, me and my buddy, he came with my family to Minot we had to pick up something to Minot. My mom, this is not a thing we did, it's like, hey, I bet the zoo's open. It was like in this early summer, it was just getting nice enough for the zoo to be a thing again.
Sure.
So we went, and I was like, okay, it's the zoo. There's the same dumb animals that are always here. But then we're just sitting there. It was busy, too. It must have been like a Saturday afternoon. Me and my friend are just sitting there. My brother's young enough. It's all fucking, everything's new to him, so he's just digging it. And we're sitting there in front of the monkey cages, and all of a sudden I watch this little monkey kind of hunch over like, oh, that monkey's gonna shit. This could be good. And it sprays like neon green and diarrhea everywhere. Like, yes.
Jesus.
And me and my friend like, this is it, man. This is it. And then we watch that monkey pick up its own shit and start flinging it everywhere. And it was like, what a time to be alive. Like, I was like literally pumping my fists in excitement. Like, it's happening.
What a life.
I'm getting to see a monkey throw shit on other things. And it was cage. That shit was hitting people in the crowd. It was terrific. Watching a bunch of pasty Midwesterners fucking stop, drop, and roll because they're covered in monkey diarrhea. That you don't get on PBS. That you got to see in person.
That's true.
You want all 5 senses involved in that one.
There's something about animals, be them at the zoo or be them on television, where it's like, if it's an animal from America, I could give a shit. You could show me a bald eagle or a bear or a fucking moose, and I could not care less. You show me the most boring African animal, and I'll flip my shit. Just like, holy fuck, look at that rhinoceros. You know what I mean? Like, there's something
I can
about
see that.
African animals that I always am like, Jesus, look, it's like a horse but striped. This is amazing.
Yeah, just some of that. Like, I'm a big ocean guy. The wacky ass fish that are out there.
Oh yeah,
Some of the goofy fucking shit that somehow made it through like evolution. Like, why are you're just like there's fish out there that are just floating fish fillets. Like, they have no defense mechanisms. I don't get how they. Well, there's what's the giant sunfish? It's like fucking 4,000 pounds.
Yeah,
but it's just
the
a
real
giant
stupid animal that just kind of floats.
Yeah, like, and I wondered, like, how can these be? Like, they're just giant floating food. Like, and what it is that fish produces like 300 million eggs or something absurd. So they just pump out so many babies that even if 99.9% of them don't make it past the egg stage, there's going to be a few that do, and they're going to weigh 4,000 pounds pretty quick, and then nothing's going to really fuck with them, you know? Like,
I went to high school with kids who grew into adults that have the same philosophy with their own children. So
we're just going to fucking turn my wife into a knucklehead factory and keep pumping these dopes out. Eventually, one of them's going to be halfway decent.
You know what the world needs? More Catholics. Let's get at it.
Yeah, just giant dopey looking kids, just cranking out more dopey headed kids in about 20 years because the cycle continues.
Yeah, let's get some more hillbilly paint drinkers out here.
Yeah, that 9-man Carson football team needs bodies, goddammit. We can't have these kids playing both sides of they're getting gassed in the fourth quarter. We need separate lines.
Yeah, not just because they're drinking near the pit, but because they can't play that much football. It's too much. Yeah. Need more kids.
Get burnt out.
We got all these Trump hats. Now we need the heads to put them on.
Yeah. So we're up to the final episode of this episode. That's a weird way to word that.
Yep, that was not the smoothest.
This batch, we'll call it this batch of episodes. We're up to Homer's Enemy. Homer's Enemy. We're introduced to Frank Grimes, who has lived a very tough life. He has had
had to scratch for everything he's got.
Yeah, and just life won't give this guy a break. But despite all of the curveballs he's been hit with, he has built himself into it. He's got a college degree, and he's now in the workforce, and he ends up getting hired at the power plant because they see a go-getter, they know one when they see one. And one thing this reminded me of is, and I haven't had to suffer it for a few years, thank God, I hate being new at a job.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's the fucking worst to be the new guy at a job.
Worst. You're just a dipshit. You just got a dumb smile. Nowadays, if it's an office job, they walk you around and introduce you to everyone, even though there's people you're never going to have to come in contact. So that's just this. You're just holding a fucking mug of coffee, You're probably tired because you haven't been getting up at that hour for the several months beforehand. And just you're wearing a dress shirt that you don't like.
Hey, everyone, this is Nathan. It's his first day. And you're just like, hey.
Yeah, welcome to the salt mines. Yeah, I want to die too. Hey.
We're all living the dream, huh?
Yeah. Oh, man. I used to hate being the person that had people getting introduced to them. Because it's like, what do I say? Like, hey.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, you got bills too, huh?
Yeah, glad you're employed. Yeah, I wish I would have got a STEM degree too. I don't like making no money, but here we are.
Hey, we all make mistakes, huh? That's how you should. Next time you're in that environment, you really should take the real honest approach to new employee introductions.
Yeah. And you just don't know, like, when can I fuck off? You know, like, you don't know, like,
when can I let my guard down?
You don't know where to park. You're parking like an asshole 7 blocks away. You don't know where you're supposed to be, waiting by a door, waiting to get let in. Oh, fuck. Man, I'm done with. If I ever get to a point I gotta have it, I'm just getting on welfare. I'm gonna say it right
Fuck
now.
it.
I don't know if welfare's even a thing. Like, I think they got rid of welfare in the 90s. I just want a check in the mail. I'm just gonna lay in the yard and get a check. Eventually, the mailman, just like being new at a job, he won't know what to do, but eventually he'll just give it right to me. He won't put it in the mailbox.
Just you in a robe laying in a dry kiddie pool out in the yard.
Yep. Him smacking the hollow mailbox so it gets my attention. It's like, welfare's here. Just lay it on my tummy.
I didn't apply for anything or anything. The checks just started showing up.
Just a social service person drove by and took such pity on him. They just did all the paperwork for him. That waiting pool's got to be 40% pissed at this point. I think I'm the right size too, that like I could have my head rest on an edge of a little wading pool and all 4 limbs would be like outside of the pool. So it'd be very precarious. Some Chips Ahoy chips waterlogged floating in the water. I hope he ain't eating those cookies.
No shirt on, basketball shorts, getting a real wicked sunburn.
Yeah. Is he covered in leeches? No, those are chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, he's not even swatting at the bugs anymore. We got to get him a check.
He needs a check. Whew. You know what you're spending your stimmy money on yet? If they make that a thing,
a fucking waiting pool, apparently.
I got a Larry Bird rookie card with my name on it. What up?
Oh,
come on, I need my
guy.
Biden bucks. Give me my Biden bucks. Because last time it was Donnie dollars, now it's Biden bucks.
Yeah.
I had to buy tires with my Donnie dollars.
Oh,
that's fucking lame.
Bummer.
That's a shitty real adult thing to have to buy. I don't want to buy tires. I want to buy something dumb.
I went the opposite way, and I bought myself a record player and stereo with my Donnie dollars.
That's fun.
Yeah. Way more fun than bills or anything I should have spent it on.
Yeah. Oh, man, yeah. New jobs, they suck.
Awful.
So Frank Grimes is getting marched around and introduced to everyone, and he meets Lenny and Carl, and he meets Homer, who he instantly has a distaste for because Homer shows right off the bat he's fucking got the worst work ethic, and he's just a bore. He's just he's annoying.
Yeah,
he is the kind of person I want to work next to. Well, I don't know. No, that's not true. I like a guy that's really pressing the limits. Because then you kind of do what he does, just slightly not as lazy.
It lets you see
what they'll let you get away
where
with.
the line is. Yeah, it lets you see what's acceptable.
So I'll take that back. You need a Homer Simpson in the workplace.
Yeah, I maybe wouldn't want to work right next to him, but I would at least like to know him, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I can still be employed if I act like this? All right. And Homer, a huge piece of shit throughout this whole episode.
Man. This was a gold fucking, top 40 all-time Homer is a sack of shit episode. Oh I was feeling the plight of Frank Grimes. It's like, Jesus, yeah, this guy sucks
Yep.
so hard.
I get it, Frank.
And I like that Homer, is sad that he wants Frank to like him, so he invites him over for dinner one night, and that backfires when Frank notices that holy shit, Homer has the dream. He has a beautiful house, a loving wife, and a family, and didn't put any effort into get any of these things, which is very true. And he just unleashes the dragon.
I love Frank Grimes in this whole episode. Just like, he's almost kind of an audience stand-in of like, look at this fucking house. You're such a piece of garbage. How do you have all this? Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
with you, Frankie.
Look how you behave at work and you still have a job. Like, he is so fucking frustrated throughout this whole episode, and I get it.
And the other kind of the B storyline is Bart wandered into some kind of like city auction for like abandoned properties and just bids on something. He doesn't even know what it is, and he wins a giant abandoned factory for $1, which turns into like a giant playhouse.
Yeah, just fucking around in there.
Yeah, and I do love when he introduces Milhouse to it, and Milhouse looks around, adding machines, industrial waste. It's like, God damn it, I love Milhouse.
Yeah, Milhouse really lives life. Like, really takes whatever he's dealt and makes the most of it.
Yeah.
Doesn't ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, well, an example of that, they start playing Factory, and it immediately becomes Bart is the foreman, Milhouse is the laborer.
Yeah, they show him mopping this fucking abandoned factory.
I think he's also like the overnight watchman, too.
Yeah.
He hands him a billy club. Like, here you go.
And a quarter for the coffee machine.
Yeah. Which a mouse falls into.
Yeah.
And I love how it doesn't make it either. Like, the first night he's in charge, it collapses.
Yeah, the factory collapses.
Oh man, there's that great where something else breaks and all those rats pour out of it.
Oh yeah, and they all run to Moe's.
They run right into Moe's like a giant herd of rats. And all you hear is Moe go, "Okay, tuck your pants into your socks, boys." Like, this has happened multiple times.
Yeah, and he sure as shit isn't gonna like shut down business for the day.
Fuck. And there's some good episodes. Just how casually he says that.
All right, boys, tuck your pants into your socks.
Oh fuck, that's so gross.
Oh, I can't imagine. I am horrifically fucking put off by any manner of rodent, be it a field mouse or a fucking guinea pig. Everything in between. Not a fan.
If like a guinea pig, if someone had a guinea pig in like a cage, that don't bug me. It's just, I think my issue with rodents is the surprise factor, and they're fast.
Yep.
It's like, oh fuck, like
that's the main thing with me. I don't like anything fast. I don't like anything that could run up my pant leg before I could react. I don't want anything to do with it.
I haven't had a mouse anywhere I lived in a long time. As a kid, we'd get mice in our trailer, but I don't ever remember the mice in my parents' other house or anywhere I've lived on my own. Never had mice that I can think of.
I never had. I don't remember ever getting a mouse in the house in any of the houses I've lived in. But like, you'd see, like on the farm, you'd see mice all the time in the grain shed or whatever.
Yeah. Did you guys have barn cats to take care of that problem?
Yep, we did. So you wouldn't see one very often, because we definitely had a pack of fucking barn cats outside keeping shit on lockdown.
My cousins, they were like the cousins that were like my age. I spent a lot of time at their house. They had a summer where, I don't know, they fucking pissed off a mouse, fucking they plowed up a mouse burial ground or something, and fucking the mice turned. Their house had dozens, like, I remember if you spent the night there, the mice, when you'd hear them running, they would run over you. You'd feel one scatter across the blanket if you're like sleeping on the floor as a kid.
Oh, fuck. That's a nightmare. Holy shit. Yikes.
And I mean, and they had just built that house, so they're kind of new up there, just within a year or so. So what their dad got, they didn't get a cat, they got a dog. And man, I mean, probably not the perfect apex predator to take care of a mouse problem, but that fucking German Shepherd ate no, it wasn't, it was a collie, I think. It ate so many goddamn mice, it got fat. Mice are a lean animal. You know how many mice you got to be eating to get fat off of them? He got type 2 diabetes from mouse meat consumption. That dog don't look good. It needs a scooter to chase these mice.
Get him a rascal scooter to keep the mice down.
I think he got back to his fight weight once he took care of the mouse epidemic. Shout out to Sparky. That dog lived to be like 21 or 22 years old.
We didn't have to buy dog food for 3 years.
Yeah. The dog's looking frail. Oh, fuck, we got to feed that thing. It's just been living on vermin.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. So that's about the end of the Bart saga.
Yeah, that factory collapses, and that's that.
Yeah.
I love to touch on that B story one last time before we leave it be. The way that starts is they're in the courthouse before he wanders off and finds that tax seizure auction. They're in the courthouse because Marge wants vanity plates, and I can't think of a less Marge thing. What a fucking... No. I could see Homer, but Marge wants vanity plates?
I gotta disagree with you. Here. That's a thing. Moms that like cute things. A lot of them. I have a friend whose mom always gets custom license plates because she thinks it's cute. It's fun.
Okay, I can kind of see that.
Yep, they like fun, cute things. They like to hang "Live, Laugh, Love" on the wall. They like things like that. I
guess I always just associate vanity plates with like ego, which Marge doesn't seem to have. But yes, I can see that.
It's one or the other. It's dude bros that want it, or it's moms that like. I would guess when they brought back the Volkswagen Beetle in the late 90s, 40% of them had customs license plates and they were owned by nice moms. But Buzzy B, still buzzing, little beep beep, shit like that. Dude, keep an eye on it. If you see that era of Volkswagen, it's probably going to have custom plates. It's fucking uncanny how often that's the thing.
I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
It's always some fun mom pun.
Now that I think about it, I only know one person that owns one of those Beetles, and she's not a mom, but she has vanity plates for it.
Dude.
Fuck.
It's either moms or like single 35-year-old women.
Yep. Just like a hip, cool artist kind of lady. Yep.
Holy shit. Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, one thing that sucks about getting older and not having like a bunch of friends like that, they're still living at home like you do when you're a kid. I don't have enough nice mom energy in my life. Like, I used to like going over to my friend's house. I was like, hey, how's it going? How's things? Like, hey, nice mom. And you're always like, you're on your best behavior around the nice mom, so you're living your best life. You know, like, you're not cussing, you're not talking about buttholes or pussies.
Those are the two conversation topics that outside of mom earshot, that's all you're talking about.
Holy shit, dude. That's not even joking. 16-year-old me, we're talking about holes.
16-year-old Nathan runs down his fucking diatribe of top 10 buttholes.
Real deep orifice talk.
Oh, fuck.
So you got your buttholes, you got your pussies. I guess we both got pee holes.
This is your PowerPoint presentation.
Urethras or some French word.
This is the worst TED Talk I've ever seen.
Why did they pick him to fill in? Salman Rushdie's plane was delayed, so here's a boy to talk about holes.
He's holding the headset, Mike. He should put it on.
Thank you. First things first. Let's take care of the head holes before we get to the good stuff downstairs.
You got the clicker, but no slides. You're just pushing the button for no reason.
It's just, I hit the clickers, the same picture of the same asshole over and over again. I mean, I didn't put these slides together worth the shit, but this is still pretty cool.
They all got transitions. They're all star wipes and shit.
Yeah.
Gradient fades.
Yeah. I mean, then you got your porpoises. They got that weird ass back hole. I mean, you could probably fuck it, but I wouldn't try it.
He's been at it for 40 minutes.
Yeah. You gotta give him credit. He is committed.
It's going through a lot of water up there. He's real sweaty.
See, some holes.
Intermission. Be back in 5, okay? No, we're all leaving.
Some people are just entranced. I gotta hear how this ends.
Let's hear him out. Yeah, I stayed the first. I've been here this long.
He's pretty much nailed all the major holes. He's still got 40 minutes left. I want to see what direction this goes.
I gotta know how he feels that. It can't be with Q&A, right?
Yeah. Well, the hole we forget is the tracheotomy hole. That's a man-made hole.
Got weirdly medical in the back half.
Yeah.
Really front-loaded it with the good stuff.
That's what he draws you in with.
Yeah. It's like a Killer's album. All the good shit's in the front.
So Frank Grimes, he still can't just let it be. He wants to humiliate Homer, so he tears off the bulletin board. There's like a thing for like a junior science project, and he trims off the junior part of it, just puts it on Homer's desk.
Yeah, it just cuts a hole in it. There's this elaborate scene of you think he's going to change this poster, but no, he just cuts out like the children's part of it.
Like the cartoon kid with a beaker. Yeah. And Homer, dumb as a fucking post. Oh, that must be for me. I guess I gotta do a science fair.
Yeah.
And somehow, because the theme of this episode is Homer walks ass backwards into success against his own will, pretty much. He ends up doing well, and I think he wins the science fair. And people applaud for him.
Yeah.
And that is what sends Frank Grimes over the fucking edge.
Finally snaps, and so wonderfully does he snap. Oh my God.
I'm Homer Simpson. I'm going to eat all the donuts. That doesn't matter because I'm Homer. I can do that. Just does all this wacky shit. And then the wackiness comes to a sudden end when he sticks like a pitchfork into some live wires.
Oh, I can just grab these live wires because I'm Homer Simpson. Just latches onto him, and that perfect smash cut of him grabbing the wires to his coffin is so good.
Yep. Oh my God, yeah. Poor Grimy.
Yeah, Grimes didn't make it.
And then, of course, at the funeral, Homer pulls another Homer move. It's like desecrating the memory of a deceased man that hated him.
Yeah, he's like falling asleep drooling or sleep talking or something. And everyone's just, that's Homer. And they all laugh. God
One
damn.
final disrespect to Frank Grimes. That's our Homer. Yeah.
Oh, God. That was a fun one. Just to see somebody like have the reaction to Homer that I often do. You know what I mean?
That someone should have. Yeah.
It's so good just to do one episode of what a real person would be like reacting to Homer.
Yeah, because I can't imagine what it would be like to work with him if you actually gave a shit about your job.
Oof. Yeah.
Good times. Man, this was a good batch, dude.
My God, it really was. That fucking Burns and Lisa episode really fucking crushed it for me. That thing was amazing.
The Skinner Krabappel one was
that was a banger too. All around good batch.
This was man, dude. I don't want this show to get bad. It's really enjoyable right now.
Yeah, it's a joy every week to get them.
And if what we've been told is true, we're going to hit the bad stuff by early summer. Man, I'm not ready for that. The good stuff has to last through quarantine. I think that's a rule. We like. It's like, God damn it, Simpsons.
At the rate we're going, Nathan, I don't know that that'll happen.
Oh, come on, man. People start wearing masks. I don't want to be stuck indoors watching bad Simpsons.
Yeah, come on, damn it. Help us out.
Oh, Fauci, get on the news, talk about that.
Yep, double them up.
Boys, they're real struggling here. They're about to get into season 11. You know it goes tits up around that time. Start wearing your mask.
Put them on. Shit. Stay inside.
Oh, yeah.
That's another week. Coming up next week, we will wrap up Season 8 with episodes 24 and 25, and then Season 9, episodes 1, 2, and 3. Love a good season crossover episode. I always really like.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think. I looked ahead. I don't know if there's any big ending for this season. The Simpsons aren't really big on that. Besides the Who Shot Burns.
Yeah, they don't really do like big blowout episodes.
Yep.
Yeah, outside of the Burns one. They're more in the front, with the Treehouse of Horror being towards the front.
Yeah. Good point. That's kind of the one out of the ordinary thing they do is the annual Treehouse of Horror thing.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of most shows. Like most shows, the season finale is the big thing. But for The Simpsons, it's more the season premiere. So
starting off hot.
We'll crack into Season 9 next week. Again, the last 2 of Season 8, 24, 25, and then 1, 2, and 3 from Season 9. I'm excited to keep this going.
Watch the show, people.
35 weeks we've been at this.
Look at that.
Look at us go.
We're going to hit the year mark eventually. That's going to be so ridiculous.
And we will be like barely over a third of the way through at that point.
And friends, we discussed this off the air, but if you know anyone in South America that would enjoy our comedic stylings, let them know. We want to get every continent.
And that's the only one we're missing outside of...
We need some South America downloads.
Yep. So if you call up your Argentinian friends and let them know about this podcast, that would be great.
Yeah, or, man, I mean, if you know anyone on a research facility in Antarctica, holy shit, we'll send you some. We'll make merch just so we can send you merch.
Absolutely.
That's how committed we are.
Yeah.
If you can get us a download in Antarctica, that would be holy.
I have so many questions about the thing that I need to talk to someone from Antarctica.
Is Antarctica in Antarctica, or is it in the North Pole? I can't recall.
That's the South Pole.
Well, Antarctica is the South Pole.
Yeah.
And then
Or are you asking, was the thing in the North Pole or the South Pole?
Yeah.
That's the South Pole.
It is the South.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I remember, obviously it's in the snow. It's in one of the poles.
Boy,
Fuck, the thing's a good movie.
Boy, now you got me questioning it. God damn, you've rattled my confidence.
Yeah. Because what made me question it is that it's the Norwegians, but the Norwegians were also involved in Antarctica too.
Yeah,
so.
It is Antarctica. Whew, thank God. I thought I was losing my mind.
Questioning everything you believed in.
The Thing is, I don't know what's real and what's not anymore. Much like The Thing.
Yep.
God, that's such a fucking good movie.
Yeah, dude. Short list of my favorite movies ever.
Kurt Russell has no business wearing a hat that big. There's no reason for it. His hat is 4 times bigger than any hat I've ever seen.
Yeah. I have a friend whose opinion I trust. We usually have the same thoughts on movies, that dislikes The Thing.
Ugh, yeah.
Cut
that out of your life.
He thinks that for him, the design, like the creature designs, are so ridiculous it's hokey. The thing is when the torso opens up and bites the guy's arms, he was like, that was his I'm out moment. Like, no, that's dumb. Yep.
The effects are good in that movie. Especially for the time, but even today those effects are good.
He's just like, no, that's just too silly. Which is and that is the one scene of the effects that I think is kind of a little corny. It's just really, is that what would happen there? Now the body's a mouth, just that quick. I don't know, but that movie's fucking rad.
Yeah, that movie rules.
He's missing out.
Yeah, fuck him. It's his
when that
loss.
head walks away with the crab legs,
Yeah.
and the one guy you gotta be fucking kidding me. I say that at least once a year. It's any situation where something out of the ordinary is happening. I try to match that guy's tone and everything.
Fucking Kurt Russell and Wilford Brimley and Keith David.
Yeah. I'd rather not spend the rest of this winter tied to this fucking chair.
Oh, God, that movie's good.
Yeah, man, a young Keith David. I forgot he's in that.
Yeah. I will celebrate the work of Keith David as long as I am still breathing.
Yep, he's pretty good.
As far as Keith David performances, it's no They Live, but it's up there.
Yep. Oh, man. His small part in There's Something About Mary.
Yeah, as the dad.
So
yeah.
Yeah. Is it the beans or the Franks? It's the beans and the Franks.
How'd you get the beans above the Frank?
Holy shit. When they cut to his fucking junk all the time. Holy fuck, that is ridiculous. What a start to a movie. Man, the fucking Farrelly brothers came out so hot. Fucking 3 bangers in a row. I would say There's Something About Mary is the weakest of the 3, and that's fucking saying something.
Right, because that's a fucking funny movie. Yep.
But Dumb and Dumber is insane. Like, it doesn't hold up because I've seen the movie 700 fucking times, but it's so good.
Yeah.
There's so many great little moments in it. Like,
I bet I haven't seen Dumb and Dumber in probably 15 years. I hope it's still good.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. It just, there's no surprise to the laughs anymore. But, like, there's so many little things. Like when the scene in the diner where they piss off Seabass and his gang. And he does the thing where he's going to, like, get them drinks to make up for it. They order 4 Boilermakers. And when they're up at the counter ordering it, and they do the whole thing, well, he said he'd take care of our bill, and he, like, points to them, like, hey, we're the ones that want the drinks. If you look at the clock, it's 9 in the morning, and they're ordering Boilermakers at a diner. It's so great.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. Just the whole thing, they're so happy about it. Like, that was such a great idea, Harry. Like, yeah, I think so. Yeah, like, it's like, where'd you learn that? Like, I watched it in a movie. Like, oh, that's awesome. Did they get away with it? No, man, they caught up to him down the road and slit their throats. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is good.
Yeah, I love Kingpin so much.
Kingpin's great. That's definitely the one that I have seen the least of. I've probably only seen that movie once.
That was one of my first VHS purchases, and I watched a ton of it all the time.
Who do you got tonight? Like, by the time this comes out, the Super Bowl's over, but who do you got tonight?
God, usually I root for the team that hasn't won recently. That'd be Tampa. Mm-hmm. But I just have no beef with Kansas City. I like Patrick Mahomes. I like Andy Reid. And, Kansas City went a half century between Super Bowl wins, so it's not like they're just tits deep in success,
Right.
And so I used to dislike Tom Brady, but you get Tom Brady out of New England, and the fact that he's one of a handful of pro athletes older than me that's still in the game, I almost feel obligated to root for him, dude.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat of I don't really know who to root for. I'm in that, like, I'm in that middle of the road mom boat where it's just like, I just want everyone to have fun. And I just want a good game.
You just want a close game.
Exactly. I just don't want a shit stomping is all.
Yeah, which for my entire childhood, that's what the Super Bowl was.
Yeah.
It wasn't from like
Blowouts.
83 to 98. The NFC won every Super Bowl, and almost all of them were laughers. Mm-hmm. There was the first Super Bowl I remember really watching was when the Buffalo had a chance to win it with a field goal and they missed. But besides that, every other Super Bowl was just a fucking piss pounding.
Yeah, I'm hoping for good things. I like being a Saints fan. I can't root for the Bucks. I just can't do it. So
yeah,
I guess it'll be Kansas City. I like that Mahomes kid. Turns out he's pretty good at the football. So
yeah. My Super Bowl was when Green Bay lost in the NFC title game because Green Bay is my Tampa.
Oh,
as a
sure.
Vikings fan. Yeah. Just like I can't have them have success.
No, have them fail at all costs.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. You enjoy your snacking,
Oh, I will.
your old sausage and cottage cheese.
Yeah. Together and last.
Just like God intended. I imagine you just smearing spoonfuls of the cottage cheese onto the sausage the way you would put peanut butter on a banana.
Yeah. I got it like in little like silver dollar sized discs. Actually, cottage cheese kind of resembles caviar, so I could really make this fancy.
Ooh, yeah,
Just
doll it up.
a little dollop.
On top of little sausage discs. Yep.
So decadent.
Dude, you absolutely should make yourself an hors d'oeuvre plate of deer sausage and cottage cheese.
I'm like narrating it myself. Oh, I simply shouldn't, but I must have another dollop of this beluga caviar.
I support this fully, 100%.
Got like big band music playing in the background. To another banner year.
Getting real Gatsby about your sausage and cheese.
Yeah. Later tonight, I'm throwing up a wicked combo of cottage cheese, deer sausage, and champagne. Told him he shouldn't have so many bubbles.
Oh, fuck. Well, you enjoy yourself. We will be back next week, episodes 24 and 25 from Season 8, and episodes 1, 2, and 3 from Season 9 of The Simpsons. You can find us online all across the internet, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, at Barley Basket USA. You can email us, as Ken did earlier, barleybasketUSA@gmail.com. And we will do 5 more episodes next week. Enjoy the game, Nathan, and that's going to do it. I don't know. I'm not good at ending things, so
Stay in school.